All right. Welcome for joining us. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. For group 6.
Group 6.
Group 6.
Oh my gosh. Lucas, every time. Group 6. So
Feeling all right over there, buddy.
So much teenage angst. I feel it right over the microphone. Ugh.
Hot Phoenix right now.
Yeah. Session 17. So we'll go ahead and pick up right where we left off.
Session 17.
Session 17. Coming here. All right. So you all did some investigation. That's primarily what happened the last session. You did investigation at Randall Gurn's kind of house, right? Not really a manor, more like a house. And from that investigation, you had concluded that there was something that had happened in the context of things were smashed, things were destroyed, there was a dried blood pile, and everything was hidden with illusionary type magic. Then, in the second floor had some sort of enchantment that was causing the full thing to be mirrored. It's in a way that the windows should have been on the front, but they were on the back from the outside. And then when you're opening the windows, it was changing what you were looking at outside. It was getting very confusing. And from what Marvin had said, which is this character that came out of the bathroom after following and keeping tabs and then kind of catching up, saying, I need to take a shit. And so then was in the bathroom, and then you walked in on him in the bathroom, and then you kept the door open while they're trying to finish. It was not great. Marvin was very rude. But Marvin came out and explained their involvement and why they were there. They are essentially part of their guildmaster, the Rudikar, this particular branch of the Thieves Guild, and they had stated that they're in business helping common folk and things, and that they've been following up with these disappearances and trying to aid and help as best as they can. And noting that you all came from the conversation, you all are kind of not put to the task, but saw that you were making your way here and decided that they were going to kind of hop into the house to have more of a private conversation, because they stated that there's potential ears. Like, this has been going on for so long that clearly, right, there's ears everywhere. There's eyes everywhere. So suspect that the most, right? So this conversation needed to happen in private. And also mentioned that the Rudikar want to remain an impartial third party in the whole deal. They don't really want to be in the spotlight of anything. So what they communicated to you all was who Randall Gurn was. They had talked about like Randall Gurn when they arrived, what they had been doing. They'd been seeking audience with the Lord. They described Randall and what their position is and what they've done before. So they kind of described a little bit about what Randall Gurn does within the actual People's Palace. And they're kind of a collector. So they're essentially someone that runs like an office that collects artifacts and those sorts of things. So why, and this asked Marvin, it's like, why is Randall here? Like, what's the point, right? And that really struck them. And now they're missing, which is very, very suspicious. Well, after catching the scent from the manor with that beautiful check and following to the scent, you got to where the crypt entrance was in the cemetery. And that's where that scent kind of ended, right? Because it was so diluted at that point. It was too difficult to follow. And it wasn't very far away from Randall Gurn's house in the context of the whole entire city. So you kind of were there, and then all of a sudden the guard kind of came up on horseback and was like, what the heck is a dire wolf doing here? What, it caused a whole bit of chaos because, yeah, you shaped into a dire wolf inside of a city. It's running through it. So yeah, that was a problem. But, and then from there we have a dinner to go to, right? So you decided to opt to go to the dinner. Marvin gave you a method of communication, gave you a lantern, told you to basically alight it several times, right? And then from the window, and they would basically come, and noting that Rudikar most likely are keeping eyes and tabs on you and monitoring and helping you out still, even from the shadows. So we went to dinner at House Morning Light. We had a great deal of dinner theater between Cosmos's parents and all of you, which was great. And then it kind of concluded with Othala and Regmore leaving House Morning Light, and then they had observed when they were walking past, they had observed Randall Gurn's house. The actual door was open, which was shut, boarded, and you had removed the boards, and that was strange. And then going in there, you went upstairs to the room, particularly one of the guest rooms, and there was, instead of a nightstand, was a chest, or metallic safe, I should say. Sorry. It was open. The contents were gone. Nothing was in there. And what was found earlier in your investigation was a rune or glyph or ward upon the wall of that bathroom. And that one was cracked. Dispelled either by mechanical means or by magical means. It was destroyed. Somehow that was hiding the safe. Because instead of that nightstand, the safe was there. So sending message, because the rest of you are having a nice pool party here in House Morning Light. So you sent a message out to the pool party happening here. So might as well, we can actually put that scene on. Might as well. We can start with that, I guess, because you did send. It was towards the end, right? You sent the sending, and then we have yet to have a response, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think you responded yet. So we can go
I
ahead
didn't
and start.
respond yet.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and start with that. So Felix, I didn't know which you were gonna go. You're either gonna go with them, or you're gonna go. I imagine the Felix would not turn down a pool party.
Hell no.
Especially with the manner you had just kind of strove and ran through here. So that's where we're gonna go ahead and pick it up. Go ahead and start there. So there you received the sent message here from Othala.
Yeah. What did he say again? He said, I lost my notebook. Hold on.
Believe I spoke about what had occurred. Someone infiltrated Randall's building. They got what they wanted. And
Yeah.
we have a guard posted at the building now. Me and Reg are leading to the greenhouse.
Yep. That's what my notes say.
All right. So my response is just going to be like, understood. And then I'm going to look at Joe and basically be like, we got work. Let's go.
We got work. We just got in here. They
Well,
got an
Vala
indoor
just-
pond, man.
Othala just
Oh,
told us
wow.
that something happened. Let's go.
There are working hours and there are pool party hours, and we're in pool party hours right now.
For once, I agree with this guy. Pool party hours.
All right. You don't want to help Othala and Reg?
Is
Oh, you
anybody
didn't say
thinking of
what it's
trying to
about.
kill them?
Trouble's happening.
Oh, all right, fine.
That's what I thought.
Can I bring my drink
Towel,
with me?
milady. Towels.
I just stomp my feet off, put my boots back on, and go.
Sire. Towel
Yeah, I'll
for
take
you.
a towel.
Towel for
yes,
you.
Oh,
thank you.
lordy, what's the thread count on this? This is magnificent.
Tanning hops out. Son, what's going on?
Apparently, there's some issues with the other two. Don't have any specifics yet. At least, maybe Thea does, but
Oh, you're running off again, huh? Well, all right. I love you, son. Goes in for a hug. Half naked. Covered in water. Oh, I remember when you were such a little boy.
Which half?
Just the upper half. We're not safe. We're not Winnie Poohing this, okay?
oh no.
Comes in, gives you a good old hug, and just holds you real tight. I love you, son.
Yep. Okay.
You go. Have fun with your friends. All right, bye.
Thanks, you too. And then I'm gonna kind of just do like a second go around to the towel since I'm imagining that he's covered. Like he probably got some water on me.
We don't need to have you move your tokens if you're all leaving. Let's just spend minutes here trying to find a way out of the manor. Where do I go? I love it. All right, so we're gonna go put it onto the city map here. So you eventually leave House Morning Light. Costas, are you taking your horse?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, so take Priscilla. Steel Master's able to give it to you, obviously fed and everything. Priscilla is tired though, as we are kind of reaching pretty late here in times of consideration. I think we're going to find probably our stuff's around 8 o'clock. You get top of the horse, and you all kind of make way and probably head towards Randall Gurns. I mean, that's where the last point of contact was, I imagine. Or are you heading to the greenhouses to where they're stating they're going?
I think I would fill in Joe specifically because I don't really know the other two yet. That something happened at Randall's house, that they got what they were looking for, that Othala and Reg are going to the greenhouses. We should probably talk to them first. Because if there's a guard posted outside, I don't know if we're the ones who still have the writ. And also, I want to hear from them first what they saw.
It's probably right. And besides, the super sniffer of the group is at the greenhouses right now. We need him anyway to track down what's going on best anyway, so.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So,
Mr. Costas,
Yeah.
would you mind if I rode on your horse as well? I need to dry off, and I didn't get a towel.
You know what? Priscilla's tired anyway, and I can go on foot. You get on. I'm like kind of.
Oh, really? Look at me. Gonna try to ride as regally as possible. First time ever on a horse.
Watch out, they tend to bite.
What now?
The horses, they tend to bite. Especially if they don't like you.
Why?
Because they're mean-spirited creatures. I try to not have much to do with them myself.
You
Yeah,
seem pretty
Get a
sit
little
up-
further back
Sit up
on a
straight,
horse.
you'll be a little bit more comfortable.
Okay. Like this?
Yeah, you see how now you're moving with the horse instead of against it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is great. I see why you do this, Costas.
nice to
It
know
is
you're
good for
enjoying it.
appearances.
What? Ugh.
nothing else? All right. Is that it? Okay. All right. Well, eventually you get over to Randall Gurns' house. You got to pass by it anyways to get over to the greenhouses. And the question really here asking, are you moving through the cemetery or are you going around towards the greenhouses? So are you going through the cemetery, through that main road that crosses through, or are you wrapping around the large wrought iron gate that surrounds the cemetery?
The fastest way.
Fastest way. Okay, through the cemetery you go. So the house itself has not only one guard now, but several guards. They're kind of moving in and out, posting themselves in position, kind of looking around and keeping eyes and watch. You kind of make your way past the house there, going in through the open cemetery doors, which is essentially the gate, I should say, which is just a wrought iron gate with the symbol of pillar that's cut in half and kind of swings open freely. So there's still people in the actual cemetery even this late. What's up?
Were the guards just keeping watch, or does it look like some of them were like going inside and like trying to check things out themselves?
They're going inside in the sense that they're like lighting a fire, so the chimney is billowing smoke and things.
Okay.
Keep like warm and what basically post up for a long period.
Okay.
You don't see Commander Wrangler Uku or anything like that on station or anything. So you're kind of just keeping watch outside. One's coming in and out. That's basically what you're observing. So you go into the cemetery, and there are people in here. So there are people that are kind of mucking and moving about, and still even this late, the overcast and the snow kind of falling down. It's quite cold, and many of them are bundled up, and they might be making some small prayers, quick things before they head back into the city to their residence, or potentially if they're staying at a tavern. So you move yourself all the way through on the main path, eventually reaching the other wrought iron gate kind of there. And there's a couple different ways to get in the greenhouses. Obviously, you can get directly to the houses, or you can go to the field house. And so you kind of aim towards the field house, which is kind of the main office, right, of the greenhouses. noting that, hey, if they're going to be anywhere at this point, maybe they'll meet us there because it's kind of the most notable structure of the whole complex. So eventually you reach that, and something to say here, we're going to pass over and make it pretty quick. There's not really too much. So Withala and Regmore, you obviously get here more quickly as you pass through. The field house, there's not anybody really here per se. There's a few individuals that you can see the lights from some of the straw 2-story, 3-story structures, as well as the barn. There's some candles lit and torchlight and things. Like there's individuals taking care of livestock and other sorts of animals that they help use with the potential plowing and harvesting and things. So they're tending to the animals, maybe getting them fed and bed down. But the field house is actually closed. It's like shut. There's no lights really on the inside. In the greenhouses, there's a few like actual lantern lights kind of coming inside from the greenhouses, and they're moving. So maybe there's individuals that are in there that are still working, but it's definitely a lot less, Regmore, than what you've seen. When you came here, there's tons of people here, and now there's just none. The city is almost going to sleep, especially the greenhouses.
Yay.
So what are you two doing? Like, where are you going in relation to the green? Are you just like waiting at the field house for the rest of them to get here? Or are you anticipating them not to come here? Like, what's the play?
Oh. Well, Regmore's mission was to come here and start doing his plant growth, so he's really not concerned with the rest of them coming to us or not. So he'd be going to the center point between the...
You're basically
The
going in the
four.
center of all of the greenhouses.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just following behind.
Okay.
Not really anticipating.
So you're setting up shop right in the cobbled road?
Yep.
Okay. Horses and carts and things, not really too much of a concern. They're able to move around you. You can set up the cobbled road here, the sidewalk around. A
Well,
couple of the farmer folk that are
But I mean, he's gonna set off to the side of the road.
off to the side of the road. Yeah.
Yeah, but-
Regmore, no! Get out of the way! I'm busy. I'm sorry. Right over. No. So you get set up on the side of the road, sidewalk right area. Kind of the road itself here is about 25 feet in its width. And the sidewalks range about 5 to 3 feet, and so you're able to kind of get off of the brick sidewalk and set up shop. And there's a couple straw and other sorts of clay tiled roof thatching structures that are around the greenhouses. Many of them just pitch for shelter and benches and certain things and for sitting and whatnot, and storage of supplies too in the exterior. So kind of get yourself in a good area that you're out of potential other people's way. And it's not like a lot of people in here. It's not a lot of horse traffic. So you're pretty solid. You feel good, feel comfortable. Voices around, a couple movements of footsteps, carts, horses, and lanterns dangling, but it's quiet. So you get set here at Withala. You're there. Eventually, the rest of the party come wrapping around towards the field house. You see that it is unlit, like there's no lights or anything, and you're stretching and trying to find them, trying to look, and kind of look down the road a bit of ways. You could see great deal of distance. There's some figures and shadows and lanterns and things moving. So you begin to head down that way, anticipating, hey, well, doesn't look like they're around here. So we're just going to continue down the road and see if we can see them in the greenhouses. And eventually you come and see them hundreds of feet away in that intersection. It's kind of the center point of all the greenhouses. These large, tall structures that are kind of Quonset hut style with metal etching and glass kind of windows, and these elaborate, very, very long, hundreds and hundreds of feet, as well as some distance and height. And you can see that Withala is kind of standing there on the actual sidewalk, and then Regmore is kind of moving certain things around upon their area here. That's there. So eventually you all kind of meet up at this point. I'll go ahead and cue some nice wind music.
So, Reg, do you have to like dance and chant to do this whole thing? Do you have to dance for like 8 hours or something?
It's complicated.
Yeah, because druidcraft isn't really my thing. More of a studious type of person. Just don't know how your rituals work.
But yes, it's. Uh, I have to be here for 8 hours to draw in all of the vitality in the area to enrich the area.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I'll watch you. This will be interesting to learn.
Okay. You're setting up shop. Mention the rest of the party. You see them coming down the road. Regmore is going to be taking the entire night.
Yep.
Okay.
What does Reg look like right now? Is he just like sitting and like meditating? What is he doing? What is the scene we walk into?
It's up to Red to describe it.
Yeah.
So starting off with the ritual, he's gonna lay out his bedroll more of a placemat to sit down to meditate and have hit different bowls for incense to actually do some meditating throughout the whole process. He'll get up and walk up and down the greenhouses, almost, partly removing his shirt, but anytime he's doing any kind of chanting or reciting anything, it's all in Druidic.
So yeah, as we approach, I'm gonna approach Athala and just kind of be looking at Reg strangely. What is he doing?
Apparently, this is what he got commissioned for. So this is his job, I guess.
Any pick
Yeah, but
now?
why are we here?
You said they got what they came for.
Yeah, I can't really send much on that message.
No, I know. That's why we came as fast as we could.
we
Apparently,
were in a pool.
Felix, I get it. Water's nice, but
Water in there is an indoor pond. So wait a second. I thought we were hot on the trail of somebody.
apparently they were hot on our trail because we were being watched. It's apparently, to my knowledge, they waited for us to leave because nothing was messed up, and until we left and came back, everything was shitty. Because we go in and the circle that Thea found and seen was destroyed, and all the illusions were disappeared, and apparently we found a safe, and I just grabbed the bag of holding, right, and then like try to like pull the safe a little bit to show them. Um, this is what we found. Apparently, there were some contents in here that got taken, and don't know what it really is. So
You said they
Can
were
I?
watching us. Does that mean
Yeah.
they
Can
could
I
see you?
actively look to see if somebody's watching us?
Roll perception.
Do this eight.
Nope.
Jesus. Well, we
It's
were just
dark.
drinking in the pool for a while.
There's not a lot of lamps here in the greenhouse area. So it's fairly dark and concealed. And you stretch around, see a few shadows moving, but no one's not unmoving and looking in your direction.
You know what? Can I burn a lucky and roll again?
That's up to you. I can't tell you how to use your lucky.
I mean, I
Are
guess
you
I framed that
lucky
question.
enough?
Framed that poorly. Since I'm not on the map, how do I actually pull that off without
You can
the
press
sub-menu?
C. And you can go to features, and then you can click lucky, or you can just roll a flat d20 from the chat.
Oh, it's in features. Okay. One of these days, I'll learn how to use this thing. But it is not this day.
Hovering over the feature, you can see there's a little dice icon on the left of it. You can also just roll a flat d20 from the chat too. That works as well.
Another 3?
That's 3 threes in a row.
What the fuck? Well, we might be camping down here for the night, so why not?
Well, also, I don't want to look at this where potentially people can be watching me look at it. So,
Also, there's the possibility that if they were following us, they know about our lead in the cemetery. I mean, we did make quite a bit of ruckus on our way there.
I feel like that's a safe assumption.
I almost think maybe we should send someone to check that out. If there is any evidence, they might be trying to get rid of it before morning.
Okay, do I notice anybody that's glancing at us askance or maybe shadowing our movements?
No.
God damn it. All right, fair enough.
Well, if Red doesn't need us here, why don't we go? I agree with Mr. Costas. Follow up with that.
Yeah. Do you know who you would talk to get that handled?
Well, the question is exactly like, what do I want? I mean, we don't exactly know who these people are. If he handling this personally might be best. I mean, we don't. All of us don't need to go, but like if we tell someone something, like, I'm not saying we should not trust anybody, but I don't think we should trust more than we can count on a hand.
I'm gonna look at Joe and be like, I like this kid.
I mean, yeah, he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah, I like him.
I also gotta say, like, if people are shadowing us that closely, I don't want to just leave Reg out here in the middle of the night all alone, especially when he's
Yeah, of all the times to do a
Right.
ritual, probably when we're being shadowed is the best one.
I was gonna stay with
Did he
him.
tell you anything?
Apparently, he's here all night. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take hours. So
Oh,
Is this time sensitive for him? Like he has to get this done tonight?
I mean, it's Reg. And once he sets his mind to it, it's kind of hard
yeah.
not to take him away from it.
He
Yeah,
kind of just does what
Surely
he
he's not going
wants.
to put growing a garden over the needs of the party, right?
Oh
You
no,
know-
he would definitely do that.
That's
You don't
exactly
know.
what he would do.
I've known him for very little time, but it seems in character.
Oh, okay. I'm going to walk over to Reg. Okay. Excuse me, Mr. Reg.
Yes.
I know you're doing something really important to you, and I totally support that. But we really don't want to leave you here because there's some dangerous things about, and we kind of need your help right now.
Reg will stop his walking. What do you need? Because dangerous people. I'll be fine.
Oh no, I definitely. Of course, you are super strong and can take care of yourself. I'm more worried about the rest of us. I heard that you were a pretty good healer, and if we get attacked, we need your help. We got dangerous people about.
Well, what are we gonna do?
Well, Mr. Costas said something about the graveyard. That they might be moving to cover up something in the graveyard. The person that you encountered earlier, Mr. Costas.
We were supposed to meet them in the morning.
I know, but Mr. Costas, you said it better.
Yeah. If they were following us, they might know that we found evidence they've been using the graveyard, and they might be trying to get rid of that evidence before we get there in the morning.
Well, your work is totally important and super, good. What you're doing. This might be a little bit more pressing for the night, and we could definitely, I know I would feel safer if you were with us to protect us. So.
Do we have a ways to get into the crypt?
Oh, Miss Thea, from what I heard, she's pretty good.
We're gonna break into the crypt.
Yes.
Breaking into the crypts might be a bit problematic. If you're
Oh, I'm
going,
sorry. You want to stake out? Never mind, Miss Reg.
No,
I
no,
might
no.
be lying. There might not be. Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying that if you are going to break in the crypt, maybe I should be out of, I shouldn't be within your line of sight when you do it, just for possible deniability.
Deniability. You're our employee right now, which means you're not on the hook for any of this stuff. Which means if we tell you to chuck a puppy off the top of a ridge, it's on us, buddy.
I'm just saying, a paladin being there as you break into a crypt is, it's a.
Where's
Is
your
it really
excuse me, what's your
breaking
badge of
in if
office?
we're just preventatively trying to stop someone from breaking in? It's almost like stealing something to prevent someone from stealing it.
Mr. Joe, you wouldn't really ask us to chuck a puppy off the top of a ridge, would you?
No. Why the hell would I do that? I was trying to go to the worst possible example here. I am not a puppy chucker.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Now, Costas,
Not a
what is
puppy chucker.
what is the badge of office that shows that you are a paladin in this here town?
I wouldn't say there's exactly like some kind of badge I'm given. I'm kind of just generally well known and have a title. Plus, the holy powers and armor kind of give it away a bit.
All right, take your helmet off. Thea, you generally good with a scalpel and or mud or any other kind of disguises? I mean, probably major surgery is not the best way to go right now, but Costas, you mind if we cut your hair real quick?
Just
You
a
don't
little.
need to do that.
What?
I'll use minor illusion to make a mustache on Costas' face.
Make him look older. The youth gives him away.
True.
Oh, I can't do that. But I could make you invisible if you don't want to be seen.
I mean, that works too, but
Mm.
you won't take all my fun away. Kind of.
Halo
Yeah,
50
yeah.
strength.
Here's a dagger if you want to use that.
I already had mine out.
All right, yeah, it just changes appearance generally. Magic is probably a lot easier than this, but yeah, we be off our way breaking and entering into holy and or official place, which
Yeah,
sounds like an
just-
exciting diversion to me.
When we tell you to close your eyes, you close your eyes. You didn't see anything happen.
Yeah.
You know what? Fine. It's for the greater good. Okay, let's do this.
Yeah, the lesser of two evils. You
Not
know.
the greater good.
Reg's gonna continue on with his ritual until we figure out what we're doing. And
Oh no, you didn't hear Ms. Rick. We're gonna go into the graveyard and we need your help.
Reg, we're doing a stakeout. We kind of need you there.
Catching a murderer, man. Murder.
Regamore, maybe actually what you could do is you could follow behind us in a kind of low profile form, like maybe like a crow or something really small. So that way if someone is following us, they might not notice you and you could like see them.
I'm gonna look at Othala after Costas said that. You think that's a job for Heavy, maybe?
Yeah. I'll snap heavy into existence. And then fly about 100 feet ahead of above us. Stay behind us.
You got it.
I swear I've heard someone at the bar say that they do something when monkeys fly. They owe me money now.
Always collect on them debts.
Who said monkeys don't fly?
Somebody who's never met Heavy.
Reg will point to Othala's familiar. See, that can go stake out.
You could too. Another set of eyes doesn't hurt. And we all have different skill sets. You might notice something that someone else doesn't.
Or You guys,
Or
you guys can stake out. If you get in trouble, Othala can yell at me.
I'm kind of running out of magic tonight. Can't really do
And
that.
what
for
could
next-
that be? You'll have to run all the way over to us if we're in trouble.
yeah, we're probably gonna be here for a while, Reg. You could do this a different day.
So, Michael, if we go in, if Redmore goes into the graveyard, is it enough area that he could still do his ritual and cover the greenhouses from there?
How many miles does it affect?
Half a mile.
I mean, yeah, you might be able to get eyes on of the actual cemetery and crypt and still empower it.
Redmore will look at everybody. I'll come as far into the graveyard that I can still do what I need to do here and cover this area.
Decent enough compromise.
Yeah, I mean, if fighting starts, I assume he can, like, do something.
Oh, sure, he can jump around.
Yeah, if fighting starts, I can always go back into the wolf and cover the distance.
Yeah, sounds
And
good.
bring a phalanx of guards along with him.
See? I'd bring help.
Yeah, just hope they don't stab you first.
He can run
It might
faster.
be slightly more helpful to be there already, but that is it. Okay. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs their hobbies.
Told you, Felix. Yeah, I'll send heavy up.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's start going. Wasting time.
Yeah, Felix, you keep hanging out with us, you're gonna learn a little bit more about how stubborn he is.
Heh, not just him.
I mean, it just seems impractical. I mean, you can grow it any night. But yep. There. You guys have your method.
This might be my only night to do it. We may go after a dragon tomorrow.
I mean, I highly doubt it, but
Yeah, I would recommend we don't go after a dragon tomorrow.
what if the dragon comes after us again?
That's a different story.
We might not have a choice in this. They do tend to fall out of the sky when we're not looking for them. Anyway, onward and deadward.
Kind of not looking forward to that if that happens. Especially out of the ones we've heard so far.
Hmm.
So you're heading towards the cemetery from the greenhouses. Of course, there's other entrances and things in through the gate on the side as well. These gates are there's a lot of them that go through towards the cemetery, and it's a free place that they can go into. They don't really lock the gates of this. It's just this a ceremonial kind of an aesthetically pleasing look to it. Segments the cemetery away from the rest of the city. So the wind kind of howling, a couple carts and horses pass by you. And then when you come through the kind of gate, which is somewhat over here, which is going to be the shortest spot and position, right, to get kind of eyes on as best you can. Tower nearby. This tower itself has ballista, the brazier lit, providing that light and the smoke billowing the tower high above. You begin to pass through and walk in to the space. You walk a little bit further, getting away from the tower, getting within eyes and sight to be able to see and good distance of space. And then you also have the idea of, hey, we don't want to go too far. Regmore has the idea of, I don't want to go too far. While you all are kind of walking and looking, you can see shadows and things darting as if there's more shadows increasing over by the crypt entrance. In dramatic fashion, as that begins to happen, you hear the scream. Arrives outstretched from the crypt entrance.
I'm bolting.
I'm
toward-
bolting toward it.
Welcome
Same.
party.
Regmore will drop his ritual and make headway.
Oh, now he drops it. Okay.
So,
He was gonna do his ritual if, while we were on the stakeout, if something happened, then, he was gonna act.
Got it. Next time I'll just make a scream happen somewhere else. Yep.
as you come onto the scene, you see that there's some commoners in here. You're kind of looking down, doing the best you can, seeing. You see a tall creature, bluish, running on all fours here. It's running on all fours directly to two commoners directly in front. Another one hulks, slowly sidestepping, covered in blood, moving and shaking its head, large talons and a tongue that outstretches around. The space around you begins to shift and move, as if the earth itself is somewhat alive. Another one pops out of the ground from one of the actual graves, grabbing onto a commoner's leg, begins to bite, gnaw, and eat at it. As you all running as fast as you can, Ozzy, you have your horse, so you can drag your horse down, just FYI. More of these figures begin to pop out. I need everyone to roll initiatives.
Thea, you still have a Glyph of Alacrity on you.
That's a D8.
Yep.
Yeah, sure, I'll use that now.
As we start combat, Thea, round one, you're up first. Quick to act. The order I put you all in is just completely random. Priscilla's on the field of play. I don't know who's riding Priscilla. Felix, you're still on the horse. That's up to you and Casas to figure out. So, at this point,
I mean,
Del-
Felix would have rode it again, but that's up to Casas.
Yeah, Casas, is Felix on the horse still?
He can have it, yeah.
Okay. We don't need to drag the horse token down. It's not necessary then. And Felix, just know that you're on a horse. So 60 feet of movement speed, I believe. So, all right, so Thea, you're first to react here.
Okay, so
Okay.
as I'm running, I'm pulling my short bow out because I know I'm not going to be able to get there fast enough. So I'm going to move my 30 and then bonus action dash another 30 and then short bow attack. On this guy.
Okay. As you begin to run up passively with reception, the mausoleums to your left, both of the stone doors are moving, as if something's ramming into them. As you run as quickly as possible, you aim the creature standing upright, shaking and moving its head, dripping in blood from the mouth. It slowly begins to turn, hearing the movements. Crouches down into all fours, locking eyes with you. This tongue and this purplish blue-like flesh, its razor-sharp teeth. It lowers its jaw as you fire a arrow at it. 14 goes into the side of the shoulder, dealing 11 points of piercing damage.
And that's my turn.
Ending turn, we now come next to Othala.
90. 15. Can't really do much. I'm going to. Try my best. I'm just gonna use this turn and dash. It's another 30 feet. Then I'm going to bonus action cast Misty Step.
Okay. And click the spell, and it'll give you that cool animation. Oh, it worked! Oh, it's so good! Oh, I love this. I love it so much.
And I'll have Heavy. I guess since it was back in that place, I'll have him land on Joe's shoulder and give him advances on his next attack.
Okay. Sounds good. Ending your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Ending turn. Here, one of the creatures running up, using its bite as it does, bites down into one of the commoners on the north side of the fountain. As it does, it misses wildly as the commoner kind of sidesteps, moving out of the way. Begins to try to now push the other one outwards and kind of faces and fronts is now in some sort of tussle and things. This large hulking creature. Ending turn, Dirty Joe.
Okay. This one that's attacking these guys back here. I remember, marksman means like have more or less like I don't have any disadvantage with the extreme range. Is that right?
For sharpshooter?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, so for sharpshooter, you do not have long range isn't going to impose you disadvantage, and then you are ignoring half and 3/4 cover.
All right. In that case, I'm gonna move. Man, large maps just do not load or respond fast at all. That might be my direct link thing, though. 30 feet up. And I'm gonna put on Slayer's Prey and see if I can take that guy out before he hurts anybody else. As far as I can tell, there's only the two of them here right now, right? Plus maybe some locked up in the crypt.
There's one to your left over here.
Oh, right. Ah, well. Saw the other one first. Come on, scroll over.
Okay,
You-
Slayer's Prey marked.
You have advantage.
Some
Is
crit
that gonna
fish.
hit?
You can, it hits. You can crit fish, I guess, if you really wanted to. So.
Fair enough. Out of ammunition again.
Oh no, Dirty Joe! You're not
The
keeping
infinite
track of.
arrows are
You're
no
not keeping
longer
track of your arrows. Putting 17 back in your quiver. The last time, keep track of your arrows. Okay, so crit fishing or not, your call.
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right,
Just
you
hit
can
it
roll a
again.
flat d20 if you want to attack again.
Oh shit, sorry.
Doesn't matter to me. All right, we'll take the hit. Just going to be a 15. All right, so we're going to take the damage of the first attack. So 21 points of damage is the first strike that was dealt. So that arrow is going to land. Large thunk goes into the center chest. So your first arrow lands in center chest. So you only have advantage on the first strike. So we now come to your second strike if you want to fire another arrow at the target.
Absolutely.
Natural 1. Alright, so as you fire the arrow, just trying to not hit the commoner. And then again, they're in a tussle, so you're aimed a little too high as it veers off, lighting into the distance.
Rules, come on, kick him in the nads. He's almost dead. All right, end turn.
Alright, Regmore, you're up next.
Reg's going to move up. And how far away? And going to throw some conjured animals up.
Okay. Throwing down some conjure animals. What are you putting down?
2 dire wolves.
Okay. All right, go ahead and roll initiative for one of them.
Trying to see where their thing is.
Here, let me see if I can. You should be able to click tab and see underneath utility. It says roll initiative, but you should have ownership of them. Nice. Okay. Wow, that is extremely lucky. They're gonna go right after you. Wow.
That's the first time that they go after me and not before.
Literally, right after. Okay. Anything else in your turn?
Nope, that's it.
All right, Wolsterns.
This one is going to attack the creature in front of him.
Okay.
And they don't get the pack tactics.
Well, has advantage on attack roll against a creature if at least one of those allies is within 5 feet of the creature and the ally is incapacitated. So it does have pack tactics. So you have to hold down Alt for advantage. It's pack tactics with the other wolf on the other side. 20 hits. 10 points of piercing damage. It's going to succeed, so it's not knocked prone. I gotta put another 5 points of damage onto it. So it's not knocked prone, as you kind of grab onto it. It's able to succeed on a strength saving throw and rips into its leg, rips off a piece of the flesh. It's rotten, like red flesh comes ripping out with the bluish skin.
And that one will end its turn. The other one will take another. On the
Okay.
other side, will bite from the other side.
Sounds good. $14 hits. All right. 9 points of damage dealt. Is successful on making it prone. So you see it kind of rip into the leg and rips off the leg, knocking it prone. And you see it just does not move anymore, does not get up. Rips off the leg, throws the leg down. The creature's unmoving.
And then it's going to move up its full movement to
Okay.
get into position on the one at the commoners.
Okay. Running, jumping over the little lip there, goes into the fountain, and trotting through, jumps over, and gets ready to pounce the next one.
And end its turn.
All right, ending turn. Poking out of the ground is another creature, shoveling itself upright, coming and piercing through the ground, and stretches its neck and looks towards the closest target, which is a commoner. Runs. As it does, it leaps into the air, goes in for a bite attack, ripping at the throat. It's able to do an 18 strike as it bites into the commoner's neck. Deals a total of 12 points of damage, ripping it out clean. You scream with the lady as there's blood squirting from the neck, and falls to prone and begins to ravage with claws, and things begin to stretch through the clothes. Ends turn. Another one stands upright, begins to run in the direction and full dash of another commoner. Was paying attention very mindlessly into whatever it sees first when it comes out of the ground it's running for, ending its turn on the dash. Another one explodes out, crawls right next to you between Thea and Regmore. As it does, immediately runs towards Thea, seeing that as the first target. Goes in for a bite attack, running its mouth out towards the back neck. 8 is going to be a miss. As it comes wildly, Thea, you kind of duck underneath as the mouth kind of comes swinging through. Ends its turn. Another dash aimed directly for another commoner. This one next to the one on the west side. Ends turn. Another one explodes outright as you begin to watch as these creatures are emerging themselves from the ground. Every grave begins pushing, clawing themselves out. Some more quickly than others, running on all fours. Directly. Another one explodes outright. Snaps its head directly towards Thea. Runs. Goes in for a claw strike. Could be a nat 1. Horrible miss as it lands, skidding towards a stop. It flies into the other side, smacking into the wall. Turns its body, shaking its head wildly. Next to you, Dirty Joe reaches out from the ground, picks itself upright, and then goes in, for a bite attack. 14's going to be missed as you react, putting your bow between the large mouth. Snap down upon it, your bow creaking. Costas, you're looking around. As you do, you're on the backside of this foray. You can see behind you and all around you, not just on this map, the entire cemetery begins to rise. Hundreds on hundreds of graves. What do you do? It's your turn.
You said earlier that there was like a sound of them attacking the door. Which door was that?
Your passive perception of the chaos that is happening was not clean on hearing. You cannot hear that sound. It was only Theo who heard it upon running by the mausoleums.
Oh, okay. In that case, I will go here, and then make a Great Weapon Master attack.
Okay. Hold on Alt for flank. Twelve hits. 23 total points of slashing damage. It's rounding around with the glaive, decapitating quickly. Creature unmoving, topples down upon the ground.
Then I'm probably gonna move. Like, let's see, how far did I actually move already? Yeah, then I'm just gonna move here then.
Okay.
And turn.
Loads out of the ground. Now this one approaching you, Thea, forming a flank with the rest that are now surrounding you, goes in for a bite at advantage. As they begin to group around you, surrounding you. The 9 still misses. You're able to dodge, duck out of the way of it. Felix, you're up next.
You said there's like hundreds of these things rising from the ground?
That's correct. It seems that all of the cemetery surrounding around you and around the entire cemetery, there's arms and there's things kind of, some are quicker than others, right? So everything's happening in real time and they're just throwing their arms out, pulling themselves out of the ground. Some are slower. It's happening the entire cemetery.
And I'm seeing like 3 doors here. Does like one look more like main door than the others?
This one is the main door to the crypt entrance. Well, it's not the main door, but is a door into the crypt entrance. These other 2 here, those are mausoleums. So those are small structures that just sits outside. The actual crypt entrance is this dome, solid brick stone structure, and it has 4 entrances into it, and that's on east, north, south, west, east.
Wait, and that crypt entrance is open or closed?
This particular door here on the south side is closed, stone and metallic reinforced.
Kind of seeing everything going on. I don't think we can win this fight. We should push further in. I'm gonna move forward. And Rag, do you want to go inside with me?
I'll go.
I will cast Dimension Door on myself and Reg to just on the other side of the crypt entrance. Hopefully we can open the door on the inside.
Okay. All right, so you are visualizing the other side of this door, to Dimension Door inside, to get there. I don't believe I have an effect on your Dimension Door, so I don't think anything's going to pop up similar to that of the same thing with Misty Step. So clicking wise, so I'm just going to drag your tokens. So visualizing and trying to get both. I do want to say you're on horseback. So I'm imagining you're reaching down, touching Reg, and then you, and so the horse is just going to be there, right? So the horse isn't coming with you.
Yeah, I can't take the horse. I can only a creature the same size or smaller.
Yeah. So visualizing and then immediately crack in this tear in space as you warp, kind of sucked in, and then you reappear on the other side of that door. And you can see that on the other side of this door does not actually need a key on this side. It's 2 metal bars that come with a gear in between them, and there's a metallic way that you can attempt to kind of manipulate them to open those bars. And there's two sets, one on the top and one on the bottom. They interlink into a center point where you imagine a key on the other end would crank them and essentially open the door. So you can manually do it on the side without having to do a check.
Then I will use my object interaction to open up the door.
Okay. So unlocked as you begin to unlock it and crack it open.
Poke my head out.
Diagonal.
Hey guys, it's open. Come on. And I'll be right there. I think I'll step to the side though. I think I still have, because I only use part of the horse's movement, so I think I still have a couple feet. So.
Yeah. Okay.
And we'll end my turn.
All right. Ending turn. Another one pokes itself out of the ground. This one sniffs the air, hisses and slithers as it does, moves on all four, aim towards Othala, runs, opens up its mouth for a large bite towards your leg on all fours. 10 is going to be missed as you kick your leg, and the creature kind of skitters on the other side, sliding against the snow and the ice, picks itself back up. Its tongue lathers around, ending its turn. Another one steps up. Going to go ahead and roll a die. Turns, looks towards Felix, runs on all fours, aim towards you, goes in for a claw strike, throws its body. 6 is going to be a miss as you duck underneath it. It claws the wall and strikes across it. It comes to a stop. Ending turn, come to another one, poking itself out as they begin to arise. This one turns, smells the air, runs on all fours with a dash, ends its turn. We now come to the top of round 2. Thea, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna shout. There's too many of them! And I'm going to bonus action disengage and run for the crypt doors as fast as I can. So,
Okay.
Movement.
I tell you there's a wall there.
Yeah. So
You can step
I'm
through
gonna
this,
do that.
yeah, whatever works.
And then action dash
Okay.
to here. And that's my turn.
All right. Dolly, you're up next.
All right, I'm going to disengage. 30. Bonus action, misstep again.
Doing some wall construction. There you go.
Poof.
Okay.
And Heavy will continue to help Joe. And that's the end of the turn.
Ending turn, we come to the arrow, directly to the chest, focus on the tussle with the commoner. Goes in for a bite, ripping towards the neck, the throat of the commoner. You see the commoner bracing and holding against. It's not harmed. Oh, help! Help me! Help! So, Joe, you're up next.
Okay, so I got 4 between the crypt and myself and Costas. They don't seem to be all that dangerous on their own. We just don't want to be surrounded on them. I think if it's even worth it to, I don't know, cast like ensnaring strike or something on them. The ones immediately nearby, just so they don't get too close. Or if I should just make a run for it. Ah, screw it. I'm just gonna run my 60 feet. Vault over some crypt fiends.
Yeah, there is the horse there. I was gonna say the horse is right here.
Come to think of it, what are these guys most attracted to in terms of smell? Like, would I know that they would be more interested in eating the horse or eating us?
I don't think you could do that without taking an action to roll a check at this stage. You'd have to roll a skill check, survival, with limited observations at this point. I mean, this has been 6 seconds these creatures you've been observing them.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Okay, so
If
you're
I can
taking your
just-
action.
If I can get the horse to run the opposite direction, if they want to snack down on a horse sandwich, we could all run to safety.
Costas.
Costas is really doubting his redemption oath right now.
Oh no.
Survival with a 9 check. Based on your limited observations, these creatures seem to have very aimless patterns. They're attacking based on sight, smell, sound. It's difficult to tell. They're just running at random things.
All right, well, I'm just gonna move my 30 feet then.
Okay.
And
Creature's right next to you, so it's going to take attack of
mean-
opportunity.
It's gonna attack me either way, so I might as well get closer to the crypt. And I don't seem
Okay.
to hit that often, so
Goes in for a claw strike towards you. 20. It's going to hit you as it strikes into your back. 5 points of damage, slicing through.
I've had worse from my grandmammy. End turn.
Regmar, you're up next.
Okay. Does it look like there's anything inside?
As you come inside the vaulted structure, about 25 to 30 feet, there's stone pillars that are rounded off, or squared off, I should say. They support that dome, almost outer, cave there, domed ceiling. There's not much to state. There seems to be a central pillar in the structure, and a staircase descends down from that central pillar, noting that it descends into the depth. This here is actually kind of a crypt, double doors that can be opened, and then they're winch-like elevator mechanisms with hooks that can hook onto the metallic and wooden carts and essentially lower things down, similar to an elevator shaft, but there's not like a platform that would serve as an elevator. Instead, they use the carts and things to kind of grab onto the metal chain link and then lower them down. Beyond that, there's tools and things within the carts, and there's lamps and things and candles that are dimly lit at this point. But it's very clean. It's very well kept. There's dirt and muck and things upon the ground, but it's been kind of shoveled or swept and things, so there's just not much happening inside here.
Big question is, do we really want to sacrifice all these commoners to these things? Ragmore's gonna step outside. And to try and give, the other commoners some, at least somewhat of a fighting chance on the west side, going to plant growth that area up.
Okay.
And any turn.
Yeah, there's not many plants to work with. It's kind of a barren tundra landscape. So
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there's a couple roots that are buried in there, begin to sprout out to make little bushes and thickets and things. But it's not going to do too much, unfortunately. It's just not a lot growing there, vegetation-wise. So you're doing the best you can and focusing and see kind of these things begin to sprout from, but it's not creating that very luscious and vivid kind of jungle landscape. There's just not a lot of plant life that exists here. So
Shouting out to the rest of the whoever can hear. Can we send word to the guard? And ending turn.
ending turn. So we'll now come to the wolves. Let me know if you have vision of them. Sometimes it takes away your vision, so you can't see it.
Yeah, I do not. They disappeared.
I'm gonna warp you to the other side so you can see him.
Now I can't see what was on the other side there. This one's moving down to at least try and buy time. Take
Okay.
out as many as it can.
All right. 17 connects, does 12 points of piercing damage. It fails the saving throw, is knocked prone. Rips into the back. The creature kind of turns around, dragging them, sliming down to the stomach region. They can kind of claw themselves back up.
Does this one get pack tactics with the commoner at all?
I mean, yeah, I suppose it's kind of helping in that regard. You couldn't get like a flank off with the commoner, but heck, tactics.
I was just questioning whether or not, because I don't want. Probably the commoners are just about as scared as the dire wolves, as seeing them pop up.
Yeah. Alright, does 11 points of piercing damage. The direwolf kind of hops from the backside, rips and grabs into the head, rips off the head, half the body is pretty much just labeled there. He falls out. The commoner's blood's pouring. Oh, no! Turns as they both begin to move as fast as they possibly can. Aim to get out as quickly as possible.
Yep. And this one's gonna finish the rest of its movement, following him, or at least try to play sentry for him.
Okay, so you have to. So I do want to clarify. So with conjure animals, if you do not give any verbal commands to them, then they will just attack hostile creatures and defend themselves. So
Okay.
you have to be there so you're not technically there. You're on the other side, really. So you don't know what they're kind of doing, right? Because that's why they have their own initiative and things. So you actually have to yell out verbally and perceive. Because of your line of sight blocked of where you currently are, you don't know that the commoners are like leaving. You just interact and know that the wolves are attacking everything around them. So that wolf most likely would not follow the commoners at this stage.
Nope.
Would probably
It's
run
gonna-
down south.
Yeah, it's gonna run down south. Find more toys. And in its turn.
Okay, I'm gonna warp you back. Alright. This one turns around, freshly covered in blood within its jowls and mouth. It begins to run. As it does, it moves in a dash, collapses into the wall, and kind of slams into it to slow itself down, breaking its shoulder. The other two here begin to chase down the commoner that's ran around, blocking your line of sight. You can't see that. Screams erupting from around as more creatures beginning to emerge from the ground. This one is going to stride forward and see that the wolf is there, going for a bite towards it. Backing out its mouth towards one of its legs. 18 is going to connect to it. Those 4 points of piercing damage to the wolf, biting into the leg. Ending turn. Come to the other one, wrapping towards the commoner. You hear another scream as the commoner's attacked, jumped onto the back, and you hear a large thunk on the other side. Dirty Joe, this one, sees you, approaches, goes in for a bite. You begin to kind of run away from the other one. 7 is going to be missed as it comes and kind of slides next to you, trying to bite at you, and yep, you're able to kind of kick it off. Ending turn. This one goes up to the wolf, strikes over with the claw attack directly towards it. Essentially to kind of rope and grab onto its back with the claws. 23 strikes, 9 points of slashing damage dealt. Slices into the back right haunch of the creature, the wolf. Costas, you're up. Your horse, Priscilla, is there. Obviously, you have another target that's nearby. What do you do?
I have one question. Is the main entrance to the cemetery big enough to fit a horse?
It is not.
Okay, so I'm going to mount up on Priscilla. Like, what do you want me to do with the tokens if I mount up on them? I guess I don't know.
You can just say that you're on Priscilla at this point. We can remove that token too if you want. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, then I'm going to cast Bless on Joe and actually never mind. Can Priscilla move during my turn, or do I need to go to a separate turn for Priscilla? So for example, can I move with Priscilla's movement, then cast a spell, or do I need to wait until the end of my turn, then move Priscilla?
So you're spending half of your movement speed. I believe the rules are as follows. You spend half of your movement speed to mount the horse, and then you absorb the horse's movement at that point. But you don't have as much movement speed because you spent that to mount. Okay? So you're subtracting, right, what you've used. Once you're on the horse, you're assuming the horse's area of space. So you can get on with your movement, then you can take your action to bless. Just note that if you move your threat range, right, your space of the horse is larger in that regard. So,
Oh, like, could I move with the horse then bless, or do I need to bless then move?
yeah,
with
of
the
course,
horse?
you can move with the horse and bless. And what I'm stating here is the creature going to attack. Obviously, the creature can't sort of tick in its attack of opportunity, so it won't swing. That's nearby the horse. It won't do that because it's already reacted. Yes, you can move and then use your spell, or you can use your spell and then move, or you can move a little bit, use your spell, then move. Right?
Okay, yeah, I was wondering if it was like a 2-separate turn like the familiar surface. Okay then, yeah, so I'll move here, then bless me, Thea, and Joe with the bless spell.
Okay. I'm going to remove Priscilla so we don't need that token. Alright, so blessing the three of you.
Yeah,
Feels so righteous.
I just...
You can hover over and press shift if you're wanting to target all of you. You can shift T so you can kind of group them
thank you.
together, and then you can
Took
use
a
the
second.
spell. It should work.
Then Priscilla took the dash action. I can do that, right?
Yeah.
I probably should. Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay, so that could give me another 60 feet, and I'll use that to move like this. And can I try and pick up Thea on my way past, or is that too much?
No, it's too much.
Okay, then I'll just move like that.
I was gonna say, don't worry about me. Don't worry about
me. So Priscilla jumps over you, vaults you. Oh my god! All right, ending turn. This creature is going to get half its movement, so you stand up again, start attacking the wolf here, going for a bite. 9 is going to be a miss as it strikes off to the wolf. Felix, you're up next.
Bonus action, disengage using my nimble escape.
Okay.
Move down here and line up and shoot 2 Eldritch Blast at that guy.
All right, 21 and a 23 both connect, dealing a total of 12 points of force damage. Setting off, you see just kind of ripping into the shoulders and into the ribs, scattering the bones and muscle fragments.
And that is going to be it.
Okay, ending turn. And roll a die. So in turns, looks towards Thea, runs. Goes in for a bite towards Thea. It's on the run, directly towards the center group. Misses with a 4, strikes, kind of skitters to a stop. Ending turn. This one turns in the direction of Regmore, which is right next to them. Goes in for a claw strike. 7 is going to be missed as it strikes into the armor, kind of hide that you have wearing. Things kind of crashes into that. This one is going to continue its chase, passing by heavy, going in for Dirty Joe. Goes in for a bite attack. 11 is going to be a miss. So it begins to strike towards your legs and your back of your boots, biting into the metal studs of your boots. Thea, you're up next.
I'm going to, as I'm running past short sword attack this guy.
Okay. Nat 20! Okay.
I'll take it.
Stab through, 17 points of piercing damage just directly into the center chest, kind of twisting the blade. Some of the bones crack as you plunge outwards. This red, black bile of blood begins to pour out from their chest.
Yeah, I'm not looking at Joe, so I just assume he's still running behind me. So I'm gonna do my movement and kind of land around here before like stopping and turning, like making sure all my friends are with me.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. So you're coming in for a strike, and then you're moving at a dash to get over there?
Yeah, I'm moving my movement and then bonus action dash.
Okay, so that creature does have attack of opportunity available
Okay. Yeah.
on you, so
that's
you're going to
fine.
be running outside of that space. It's going to go in for a bite, kind of towards the back end of your left hip. It's going to be a miss with a 7. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and end your turn there. And now we come to Athala. And Athala, I'm going to go ahead and pause as more of these creatures begin to arise, as they begin to claw themselves upright.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
We got this. This is what we call a target-rich environment.
Don't
In
worry,
a-
Joe, we got you.
In addition to these that are popping up on the map, on the other side, you hear more screams and shouting. You also hear the sounds of war horns being blowed in the distance from the actual towers themselves. And you hear the sounds of large ballistas firing into the cemetery. Large thunks, the twines, the metallic gears whining, the shrouds and yells of people inside of the cemetery, soldiers and guard. Everything is happening all at once. We go down pause at Athala, you're up.
Seeing this, I'm gonna look out to the door, look at everybody. Run! Get inside! And, First one here, I'm going to cast momentary stasis on this one, so I need a con save.
Is going to succeed with an 18.
All right. Not gonna waste it. I'm going to just move a little back to the side, kind of getting ready on the bars and behind the door, holding it. And I'm Heavy should be with Joe still, so Heavy just gonna continue helping Joe.
Okay.
End the turn.
Ending turn. Okay, so Heavy's, I'm going to fly Heavy over there. So Heavy is still on your shoulder here, Dirty Joe. Still helping you, giving you advantage on the first strike that you make on your turn here. So I'm going to go ahead and end. All right, you hear more screams happening. Some of these creatures moving. Now we come to one that's close to you. It mentions as it pulls itself from the ground, runs up towards Felix and goes in for a bite. As it runs on all fours, almost leaping towards you. 9's going to be missed as you dive out of the way and actually kind of vaults over you as you duck underneath it and slides to the other side with its claws, its regular sharp teeth, its tongue hanging down towards the ground, mutated its humanoid flesh, its bipedal form. The creature is going to make a choice. Another one rises from the ground, sniffs the air, and looks in the direction, snaps his eyes towards Dirty Joe. As it does, it begins to run, making a dash over to you, Dirty Joe, filling another space that you might not be able to move through. As we come ending turn, more creatures are moving, this time on the other side of the structure, running and moving and shifting. You hear the sounds of their thrashing, their yelling, and their hissing and screams. Dirty Joe, you're up.
I'm going to cast Protection from Evil and Good on myself. Oh, target myself.
Do need to target yourself.
Mhm.
I don't think it really. I mean, it might prompt you for a.
No,
Nice.
it specifically asked me to.
Yeah, I think it might put an effect on you. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. Nice. Okay.
Great.
So the protection grants obviously several benefits. So one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures, aberrations, celestials, elements, fays, feasts, and undeads. So creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target, which is you. The target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the roll effect. So really, all this means is that they have disadvantage attacking you. That's what this means, and it lasts for 10 minutes, and it is a concentrated effect. Okay.
That's the idea. And now I am just gonna book it over towards the crypt.
Okay.
And yeah, no, I wouldn't be able to attack in the same turn, right?
You already used your action to cast the spell.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, so end turn.
All right. Ending turn. The wolf now being flanked here on the other side, so just going to verbally describe because you can't really have line of sight, none of you at this point really. The wolf is going to get bit and gets dealt 11 points of piercing damage towards its back leg. It becomes surrounded by these creatures. More of movement on the other side. You hear the screams and yells of the commoners, potentially of the other ones that ran away from the north side of the fountain. Regmore, you're up next.
Question. Ice Storm is not concentration, is it?
Ice Storm?
Yep, 4th level. spell.
No, it's not. It's not a concentrated. It's not a concentrated spell.
All right. Huh. Don't want to put it over there on Dirty Joe, because to try and clear his path, because that screws him.
That whole other side.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. So, Ice Storm on the other side.
Okay. Love large maps. It takes a little while. I would know it's hands off. This is automatic, brother. All right. So they're making dexterity saving throws, and we have bludgeoning and cold damage that's dealt to them as the swirling ice storm begins to form in the cylindrical, kind of picking up the snow and the rock off the ground, as well as kind of funneling from the top end. Shrapnels kind of connecting with them, and frozen ice spikes none of them die, but they're staggered and move, many of them covered in the shrapnel and punctures of the pieces of the ice that has penetrated through them.
And then bonus action. Wild shaping into a polar bear.
Okay. I do want to state that the size of a polar bear is actually too large for you to get through that door.
Yeah, I know. It's more of a he's doing it to ensure everyone else gets in and hold off.
Okay. All right. And I did modify the door so the door is larger enough so you don't have to move diagonal through it. Just FYI.
And ending turn.
Okay. Oh, you hear a scream. A series of attacks. Snarling. Sounds of gushing blood. The commoner struck. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and move our polar bear friend. So you have vision. Wolf's turn.
Going to bite that one.
.23 connects. 8 points of piercing damage. It's going to succeed on the saving throw. It's not knocked down.
And it's going to remain there. There. So those are the closest ones.
Okay. 18 connects with advantage from pack tactics. 13 points of piercing damage dealt. The creature is going to succeed on its saving throw. It's not knocked prone. As the two wolves on the other side of these creatures are biting and slathering and trying to get the creatures knocked, ripping upon the legs and the arms, ripping into the bluish flesh, tearing them apart. Doing a decent job.
And that's it.
Okay. All right. So now come to one here. This one actually bashed into the wall. This one is going to see the form of the polar bear, and it's going to come in for a bite attack. It's going to strike with a 20, which connects. Deals 8 points of piercing damage to the polar bear, biting into the left back haunches, ripping and snarling. Concentration check succeeds, and its turn. This one turning, moving from the southeastern side here. It's going to make a run 15 feet, come in for a strike towards Sturdy Joe at disadvantage with bite. It's going to be an 11, which misses, striking into some sort of barriers, runes kind of lit upon your skin, kind of the teeth grinding into it, protected from these creatures. More screams from commoners. Those are being mauled. Killed. Okay. Moving in a dash here. The left side here, the southwest side. Let's begin to charge forward.
The area of that ice storm's difficult terrain. Until my next turn.
Alright, more movement around. Okay, now come to the south east side here. This one's going to move upwards. It's going to take a strike towards Costas upon the horse, coming with a bite towards one of your legs that's in the stirrup. 10 is going to be a miss as it bites into the heavy plated armor of your left leg. Its turn. Moving in a dash. This one is kind of running, moving as fast as possible as it can to navigate as quickly as it can, wrapping itself around. A lot of tokens. Difficult terrain. It's going to move in a dash. It gets to here on a dash. Unable to strike at you, Felix, as it runs in all fours directly towards you. This one's going to run outside of the area of effect, but it's going to take its movement speed, so it has to dash to get to this point, to get outside of the difficult terrain towards you, Felix. So again, another dash towards you. Grouping together, it's going to get to there on a dash. I'm just cycling the movements of these as they begin to crouch around you on the southern side. It's really the only ones that are able to notice you at this point. Stage. There are movement from the cemetery. There's mindlessly separating and spreading out at the stage as they're kind of trying to find targets and sights and sounds of the commoners, and screams are erupting around. They're also toppling onto each other, moving through and bumping in as they're rising. Another bite comes towards you, Dirty Joe, and misses. Bite towards the wolf. Misses the wolf. Another bite, claw strike towards the wolf. Wolves are struck, 6 points of slashing damage dealt. Okay. This one charges up to you, Thea. Goes in for a bite attack. Aim towards your right leg. Ends in at 20. Striking across, deals 20 points of piercing damage to you as it bites into your leg.
Uncanny dodge.
Half to 10. Bites in, your leg begins to bleed. Another dash. This one's only going to get to here on the dash. It's going to bump into its friends. Cassus, it's your turn.
Okay, so I would like to move here. Then use my horse to make a hoof attack against this guy.
Okay. Okay, hoof attack is a miss.
Okay. Then I'm going to move here, dismount.
Okay.
Would he take an action to tell Priscilla to just run as far as they can out of the cemetery, maybe grab a comment or two on the way out, or?
Grab a commoner on the way out? Wow, your horse is really smart. Oh my god!
I mean, it's
Grab commoners on the way out, Priscilla. I mean, yeah, you could say that to Priscilla, but is Priscilla going to do that? I don't know. You could probably say go home. It's not going to be an action. You're just going to verbally tell them a command and they're going to go.
I figure this is a horse trained by a paladin. I think they rescue people.
It's
Lucas,
it's a
horse.
rescue horse.
I mean, it is a horse that's been trained by a paladin since birth, so no.
Well, they can take verbal commands and directions when they're mounted to things, but they can't take commands while they're already taking commands. If you tell them to go home, they hear go home. If you tell them to go home and pick up commoners on the way, they're going to go home and not pick up commoners because you're not giving them the command on the run.
So I'm going to dismount and tell them find my mom.
You can start off.
Okay.
Y'all
So
just
the-
dismissed our lunch.
Let's also take a moment here that Costas literally go find my mommy, please.
I want to see this show. I want to see this TV show. It's not
Alright.
Lassie anymore. It's Priscilla.
Nah, it's Priscilla. What are you doing now, Costas?
I mean, now I'm kind of regretting doing that. It was just like, she's like a high-ranking paladin. Maybe it'd be nice if they knew we were here or anything. But okay, yeah, that's I'm going to attack this one with advantage because of flanking, which is a 15 that hits for 24 damage.
Alright. Slicing through its back, cutting into its arm, its clavicle, its shoulder, you rip the target in almost two pieces. You come through the glaive, pulling the blade outwards, kicking the body over.
Okay, would this one be an advantage?
No,
Because I don't know if flanking would
you
apply
can
to
only
there.
you can only flank one of those targets between you and the polar bear.
Okay, so if I was to move here, would that be advantage then?
Nope, because you already got an advantage on the flank from the one that you were flanking with the polar bear. If you
Okay, so
sidestep
it's a
the polar
one-time
bear,
thing.
yeah, the polar bear, as far as its turn and positioning, it's going to focus its attention on one facing. So it's not going to work with you on your turn to face something else. So we have to position the polar bear to face that target for you to get advantage on the flank, and then you move, it's still going to focus on that.
Yeah, sorry, I'm still kind of getting used to melee characters. If
Well,
I
that's
move,
Well, yeah, that's I mean, it's a DM rule at that point. That's just it's not necessarily anything that's written in stone. So
can I move to the so that I'm flanking with Felix on the one below me?
yeah,
That work? Okay, then yes, I'm gonna do that.
just imagine Felix in the hand, flanking, doing a good job. Bait tactic. 18 hits, 17 1 slashing damage. You cut through one of the arms clean off.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action I got from Great Weapon Master to attack again.
Okay,
Yeah.
7's gonna be a miss.
Yeah. that's
Turn now
something I was gonna
turns
do.
around, focuses tensions. You wildly swing the glaive from horizontal strike with ducks underneath it.
And that's gonna be end of turn.
Ending turn. Now come into almost mob attack rules on you, Dirty Joe. This one is going to attempt to take a claw strike out towards you, disadvantage. It's now Dirty Joe's becoming surrounded. 21 with disadvantage is going to connect, strikes through the barrier, deals 7 points of slashing damage to you, prompting concentration. Succeeding with a 13, maintaining the protection, ends its turn. That is going to get to there with a difficult terrain. Its turn. Or strikes towards the wolves. One of your wolves is gone.
Not my puppies.
Felix, you're up next. What are we thinking, David?
I will make a major image
Okay.
of the most delicious, helpless-looking commoner possible.
Okay. Let's see if we can get an accurate one out here.
I don't want it to be 20 feet, but roughly about here-ish, so that they look more vulnerable than Dirty Joe. That includes sight, smells, and sound. So
Okay.
Hopeless
it should be
orphans.
pretty believable.
What'd you say? Hold on. Wait, what did Lucas say?
I said a hopeless orphan would be great. in this
Oh.
The orphans have returned.
The orphans come back.
This
They're
one has
coming-
like flesh wounds on their body. It's like, ugh.
flesh wounds on the body, tagged
Travis is
clothing.
wearing a T-shirt that says "fuck zombie things."
I'm so tasty. I'm so
Eat me.
tasty.
Screaming out for help, maybe. Help me! Help! 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 Don't eat me, please!
Like, come on, Johns, go! I'm gonna bonus action, nimble escape, so disengage, and then continue to move, moving through because he's 2 sizes larger than me, Regmore, and getting through the door.
Okay.
Okay, here.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Ending turn. We're getting caught up here inside of this difficult terrain, so that's going to be a dash ending there. It's going to come here and comes in the outskirts of the edge. It's going to get here and then move additional 10 on the actual dash. Now, this one hears the yelling and the screams of this major illusionaire. I'm going to roll a check. Okay, it's going to run past you, Dirty Joe, and run towards the illusion. Begins to surround it. Okay. Goes in for a strike towards the illusion, passes right through. Comes swinging through. Ends. Now we'll come to another one. This one goes to the illusion as well. Does a similar fashion. Ending. Now have more wrapping themselves, wrapping around towards the western side, going a different direction from the actual crypt entrance and the mausoleums. Caught here inside of this space. We now have another one that's very well wounded. It's going to have to press through its friends as well as go through the difficult terrain. It gets there on a dash as it's passing through. Another one moving up to the illusion. Bite coming towards your wolf. Last one. 7 is going to be a miss. Dash action towards the wolf. This one is going to be able to press up to you, Costas, but that's a dash to do so. So it has to go through difficult terrain. This one does a similar fashion. One is going to move towards the illusion, passing towards, hearing the screams and the sounds that begin to gather up upon it. Similar fashion. Alright, I had Heavy rolled, but Heavy's still on Dirty Joe's shoulder. Hey, you're up next. Hop around 4.
Alright, I'm going to short sword attack the guy right in front of me.
Okay. When it hits, 7 points of piercing damage dealt as you stab directly through its arm and shoulder.
And one more.
Okay, 27 connects as well. 7 points of piercing damage dealt.
And then I'm just gonna kind of like run around him to the other side of him.
Okay.
But stop there and then
Okay.
end my turn.
Alright. Ending turn. Continue to press fast as we get through some of these. We still have yet to come to Regmore until the end of your next turn, so they're still in the difficult terrain. Pressing through gets to there. Ending turns. We're going to continue to wrap these around. Now this one is going to move past you, Dirty Joe, clearing the path as it goes up to the illusion. Seems to buy you some time at this present moment. Wolf is going to get a claw attack out towards it. 11 is going to be a miss as it strikes outwards. Also going to start deleting some of these as we are going to start cycling through. Many of these are beginning to leave the actual map as they're coming through in space. Alright, ending turn on the dash there with Holly up next.
I'm gonna look through the door. I'm gonna see Joe, and I'm gonna reach out, and I'm going to warp the space around him.
Okay.
Yippee! Portal time!
Portal him
Yep.
up. Where are you going to put him?
Put me right in front of the door.
Yeah, I was gonna have him either like right next to me and in the door, like right here.
Oh no, Dirty Joe, you've succeeded. No, you can choose to fail. All right, here we go.
All right, got you here, and I'm gonna move back. That's it.
Thank you kindly, good buddy. Alright, everybody in. I'm
And,
providing cover fire.
Heavy is going to fly as much as he can. I think I could get right in the door.
Yep.
Nice. And that's end the turn.
All right, Costa's spike coming up towards you. 6 is going to be a miss. Ends turn. This one wraps itself around to the illusion as it begins to dance and move around it, slicing and cutting and through. Dirty Joe, you're up next.
Just to clear the way for Thea to get back inside, I'm going to target that one that's right in front of her that's badly wounded, see if I can't take him off.
So You actually will have disadvantage on this attack because you are in melee range of an enemy currently. So I need you to roll it again.
Really?
Correct. There's a
Oh, shit, this
literal
guy's
creature
right
right
in
in front of you.
I didn't even see him. Alright, well, fair enough.
Okay, so you're still going to hit even with the disadvantage. So I'm going to take the 19, 21 total points of damage dealt. That creature is dead as the arrow lands, thunking into its head.
I finally got good rolls. That's just the one attack. In that case, I'm just gonna target this guy right in front of me and short sword his ass. Oh, I never used Slayer's Prey. Can I still use that even though I'm using a melee weapon?
I will probably state if you're trying to switch from your bow to your sword, that we're going to take up your bonus action, especially in melee range, to be able to do that.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. 23 is going to connect. That's a total of 6 points of piercing damage. Stab. Clicking through the shoulder. Okay.
Everybody in! Enter.
Alright. Another strike coming towards your wolf, this time now surrounded. It's advantage on the bite. Howling of your wolf yell howls outwards as it's dealt 12 points of piercing damage ripped into the side of its body. Now come to Regmore. You in your polar bear form. The hailstorm will end at the end of your turn.
Can I move on top of right here?
Yeah, I mean, you can. Technically, you're large, so.
Yeah. Going to bite and claw this one.
Okay, first strike. Coming out 25 with the bite. That's going to deal 9 points of piercing damage. You rip into the shoulder and the arm, sinew and things as it comes offwards and disconnects. Actual shoulder, it's still alive. Over for the claw strike, ripping across, mauling them. 20 hits. It deals 10 points of slashing damage. You maul them, ripping their body in two pieces, slashing it across, blood shooting across the crypt entrance of the door.
And then moving in front to try and block the little zombie things from getting in, but allowing everyone else to slide under him.
Okay. Is that in your turn?
Yep, that's in my turn.
Alright, I'm going to slide you over. The wolf's turn now. What's the wolf doing? Going here for a bite? Alright. By the way, 10 is going to be a miss. Unable to make a dent into that one as they're now becoming fully surrounded by the creatures. I'm going to move you back now. And
Yep, and ending its turn.
Space getting difficult around the illusion, kind of batters and moves, sliding around the rest of theirs as a dash action to fill that space, and now they begin to swing wildly upon the illusion, striking through. You see some of them are kind of raising their heads and tilting it and almost subsiding their attacks as the realization is beginning to occur. Dash action towards you, Costas. This one begins to run through, no longer hindered by the difficult terrain. One approaches you on the side of the flank here. The polar bear goes in for a bite attack. 7 is going to be miss in your form there. Ends turn. Dash action. This one is going to slide between in space towards you, Costas, and a dash, ending turn. This one is going to continue its dash, pressing through its friends, and I'm actually going to backtrack a little bit from difficult terrain, coming towards Euthea. Now moving, sidestepping over towards Euthea, goes in for a grapple. I need you to make an opposing athletics or acrobatics check, please. Alright, 17. You are able to kind of dodge out of the way of the grapple, and it kind of skitters and lands on the other side of you. Ending turn. This one now is going to form a flank with the other one and come in for a bite attack with advantage. 15 is going to be missing you as you now nimbly kind of move your body and kind of jump and twist into the air at the same time. As both of them, one goes over and the other one goes under. In a way, you both are able to dodge both of those effects at the same time. Ending your turn. Another one now fills the space, coming towards you, Costas. This one did not dash, goes in for a bite attack. That is going to be a 5, which clanks onto your shoulder for your heavy metallic armor. It ends. No penetration for that one. A dash towards you, Thea. And another series of strikes towards the wolf. Or it's going to be a miss, but it has advantage, so I'm going to give another one out. This is completely surrounded at this point. We'll be using mob attack rules at the present moment for those over there. Soon enough, it comes to a dash action towards you, Thea. Dash action. Actually, not a dash. That one's a straight movement towards you, Thea. It's going to go in for a bite. It's now you, Thea, are becoming surrounded by these creatures being outside. 13 is going to be a miss towards you. Advantage on a claw attack towards you, Thea. Roll another one to get the advantage off. 11 is going to be a miss with the advantage. Ends turn. Polar bear form receives a bite. 6 is going to be a miss as you're able to hold your paw and kind of restrain and move them outside of the space of attack. Another one presses, now pushing against a wall here. Costas, as a horde is beginning to form on your left side here. So you're beginning to slam into each other and trying to get space to attack you. Another one with advantage here goes in for a bite towards you, Thea. 8 is going to be a miss. Ends turn. We're going to come up to the polar bear as one charges forward, goes in for a bite. They all begin to funnel into the entrance here, pressing forward. 19 is going to strike you in your polar bear form. 14 total points of damage dealt as it bites into you, prompting concentration. You're going to fail. Upon that, your wolf is no longer conjured. Dash action. There, you are completely surrounded at the present moment by enemies. With the wolves now unsummoned, the creatures on that side are beginning to make their way, moving around in full dashes, the sounds and crashing of the illusion, as well as you all here in the southern entrance. Alright, Costas, you're up, round 4.
Yeah.
Shit's getting real.
And I don't see where to actually use disengage skill, like in the...
You could just declare it and do it.
Yeah, okay, that's disengage and running through the door.
Okay.
Yeah, that's... I'm not doing anything else, so that's my turn.
Okay. Dash action towards the polar bear, filling that space there. Its turn. Grouping together in their dashes, they begin to filter in. Felix, you're up next.
Oh, just move around, like, get in or I'm closing the door with you out there. Hold my action to close the door when either somebody, when everybody in the party is in, or before my turn starts next.
Okay.
Whatever comes.
Whatever comes first. Sounds good. In your turn on the held action to shut the door, basically whatever the fuck people get inside. Which is probably the best thing to do at the present moment. So now they're all hitting and bumping into each other, trying to pass through each other, unable to. This one is now going to wise up, turn away from the major image, noting that its strikes have nothing and it's doing nothing as it's striking through the visage of the illusion, turns around and yells outwards, running on all fours towards you, Thea. Dash. This one continues to strike on the image. Alright. This one's going to come forward, moving into the crevice. Goes in for a flank attack on the bear. 14 is going to hit you. Deals 9 points of piercing damage to you and the bear. Bites on the left side. As the horde is now attacking from that side without Cassus bracing against. They begin to filter in, taking the advantages here on the flanks on you in your polar bear form. Natural 20. That deals 23 total points of damage to you, Regmore. That's going to revert you from this form. In addition, we have carryover damage. It was 23, and we took off 11. It's a total of 12 passed over to you in this form. And your concentration has ended, so I will end that. You're going to be prompted for it, though. Okay? Continuing their attack on the illusion. Turn. Alright, they are next.
If I disengage, can I get out of this?
You cannot. You're surrounded by
So,
these
I
enemies. You
have-
cannot
okay.
pass through enemies' space. You have to either make an action to do an acrobatics of some kind to try to dive, to basically jump over them. You have to essentially get through them. There is a clear path that you're able to kind of dive over them and then sidestep between two spaces of monsters and attempt to get in. You need to understand, as far as the movement is concerned, you have difficult terrain for the jump. And so even though your movement speed is a decent amount, you most likely will have to, either take an action, do acrobatics, and then do a disengage, right? And you're going to have to filter out what you want, what you're going to take importance here of, because you are completely surrounded.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do an acrobatics to try to get out of this.
Okay. Roll acrobatics, please. 13. Check is good enough. These creatures are hunched down in a low statured position. You're able to get over top. That's going to be 15 feet of total movement to get to that space.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna book for the door, taking whatever opportunity attack.
Okay. So you're going to
Yeah.
take opportunity attacks from 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you will take opportunity attacks from 12 targets.
Hold on. That was 15. 1, 2. Oh, then I'm fine. I can
Yes.
bonus action disengage and then get in.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
No,
You
it's
need. That's what I was.
It's fine.
I know.
It's fine.
Yeah, I was trying to work that through. That I was trying to tell
I was like,
you.
wait,
Yeah.
I thought I was like one short.
No, you weren't one short. You had it. Okay.
All
Passing
right, we're
through.
good. We're fine.
All right. So, Felix, Thea has passed through the door. Regmore is still on the outside of the door. Okay. So, I can go through the rounds of Regmore being surrounded and being attacked by 5 creatures, essentially before the end of the turn, and we can wrap through that stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and declare that one of you at this stage in the fight can pull Regmore through, and then Felix can shut the door. I think that's pretty wise to say. Unless, Regmore, you want to stay outside and resist
Can we,
them
like-
grappling you and pulling you
Can we
in.
like rule of cool it? Say that as I'm booking it through the door, I kind of barrel into him and we both fall in.
That's exactly what I was going to phrase
Yeah.
it, so. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
I wasn't. I was just buying as much time for everyone else to get in.
Yeah.
Once Wild Shape went away, yeah, Regmore was going inside.
Okay.
It was more of a question of going, do I drop a conjure animals right here and then go inside?
All right,
You
so
guys was right.
as you pass inside into this space, Felix triggering, right, you shut the door and you begin to mechanically get it to lock and brace as quickly as possible. The creature's bashing into the stone door, but luckily it's reinforced with metal. These metal bars are thick and they go in between the layers of the brick stone held in place. They're bashing against it, bashing, continuing to smash themselves into the door, relentless, unstopping, but the door does not budge. These creatures do not seem to have the strength necessary to break down a door that's of this size and of this amount of material, or this dense of material, strength of material. So we're going to go take a break. We're going to go and take a 10-minute break. We're going to come back at 6:35 p.m. PST as the horde emerged in the cemetery. I'm honestly very, very surprised you all stuck it out there for that long. I was gonna say you mean I would have got it a lot sooner than that. So it was very, very remarkable that I did not roll higher, because if I did, this would have been a completely different scenario. I was rolling very, very low the entire time. So awesome work to stay alive there and get in and lock up, and we'll see what the rest of the journey and the rest of the session happens for us. So we'll be back. If you're watching the stream, thanks so much, and we'll see you when we get back.
things like that to heal up real quick, and then
All right,
I don't
so
want to
welcome
burn any more
back.
spell slots.
Thanks for joining us. We're going to start right back up here as we get into. We're now inside of the crypt entrance here. I'm going to go ahead and play my beautiful haunted music to really set the stage and the mood for what lies ahead. So I'm going to give a brief description again of what's inside here now that we're all kind of there. Again, these vaulted ceilings. There's these pillars that support that vaulted dome ceiling there. There's a central pillar at the center and a staircase descends wrapping around it. There's an elevator-like shaft mechanism here with winches and things to lower things down. Particularly the actual carts that have the metal links and the hooks can get into the metal links of the chain, lowering those down. So there's not, it's like a straight cornered off shaft, the lower levels here. That's it. There's nothing else about the space. Nothing that stands out to you that is strange or odd in any which way with your passive perceptions.
Okay, I have a couple potions if anybody needs any, if you want to reserve your magic.
Dirty Joe, I'm hitting you with a lay on hands. For 9.
Thanks, man.
circled, making sure that all these other doors are secured.
Actually, did I just do 1?
Yeah, it's only going to take off 1, so you got to manually take it off. So you're putting 9 hit points to Dirty Joe?
Yeah, 9.
Okay, just make sure to subtract 9 from the total value of that in your character sheet. Should be in features, there should be 2 values. You want to change the left value. Okay. Securing around Felix as you wrap around, the doors themselves locked in the same manner. These are kind of stone metallic vault doors. They're very sturdy, very thick. Mining that this place needs to be fortified and defended because there could be very valuable things buried with individuals down below. The access is limited. That's currently what Costas had mentioned before.
Doors are secure. There's some stairs down here when you guys are ready.
We're not taking the elevator?
I mean, if you can get it working, I don't know how to do that.
Can I see if I could make this elevator work?
So opening the two wooden and metallic doors, you begin to pull them apart, right? As you do, they come across, and then they also kind of tilt upright, and so they can come up and clear the actual shaft here. It literally is a squared off section that extends down into the earth roughly 45 feet down to the next sublevel. The first sublevel. There's no actual platform or elevator-like mechanism. The winches themselves literally just have 2 hooks on either end. They split. They can grab into the chain link and then lower the carts down. So you can grab one of the carts and hop on in, and 2 people can lower you down, but it's a very manual process.
I think the stairs keeps us together.
Yep, stairs.
There's.
There, Joe. Yeah.
I can read.
I think.
I was gonna say,
Hold on, I gotta add my 8 hit points.
Yeah, if you're gonna heal yourself or use lay on hands, make sure to go ahead and manually add your hit points at this point. Dirty Joe, I added yours. What's your marching order?
I'm gonna have Heavy go in front of Thea. That's all right.
Okay.
Hey guys, we don't know what's down here.
Math is
Let's
hard.
try to be as sneaky as we possibly can.
All right, go ahead and line your tokens up in your marching order, please.
put me in the back.
I might be a bit loud, but I would like to be kind of near the front, so I can...
Now we're sneaking. You want to go first?
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say you did need to use
Yeah.
the lay on hands on Regmore. I have the ringer regeneration, so every
Alright.
10 minutes I heal.
Yeah.
Well, that's 10 minutes, so you're probably not going to 10 minutes before next fight.
All right. Quietly, we're doing this.
All right, so I have Heavy, Thea, Costas, Regmore, Thala, Dirty Joe, and Felix. That's your marching order.
That works.
Okay.
And we're doing this quietly. So, stealthing.
Okay, go ahead and roll stealths actively, please, if you're going to attempt to stealth down.
Yeah.
I
That
rolled
makes
a
sense.
double nat 20
You
for
rolled
stealth.
a double that 20.
That's amazing.
35, 19, 37. I need heavy to make a check. 32. Okay. Regmore, the 15. Oh no. Okay. We're gonna activate the next scene. Keep it paused. I'm gonna describe. You begin to descend down roughly 45 feet. Seems as though, according to Heavy and Thea, were the first ones to come around the corner of that staircase as you descend down. Roughly, the ceiling height is 30 feet, so it's quite large within the central chamber here. Staring in the direction from east, you can see that there's a corridor of such, with more openings to the north and south in a series of intervals of roughly 15 to 20 feet or so. These lamps, metallic posts that are stamped into the stone, have dim candles within lantern-like lamps on top of them. They stand roughly 8 feet or so. You notice there's another structure here, Thea, as well as Heavy. This structure seems to be another pillar, and a staircase descends wrapping around it. I'm going to unpause it. In addition, passive perception-wise, 20, as well as 16 and 15 from Regmore. Athala and the rest of you that are too far up the staircase can't hear this, but you hear the shifting and scraping of stone. These creatures are moving, heavy breathing, and lurking around.
I'm gonna signal behind me for everyone to be quiet and indicate that I hear something.
Good buddy.
Mr. Joe, what's going on?
I hear something up ahead. There's some kind of activity, so keep your eyes peeled.
Right. What? Is that why we're not moving?
They have 4 creatures move across one of the corridor to the east. They move north into one of the central areas that maybe wraps around or goes further into the space. It's quite large. Noticing that there's another corridor heading north, and from the base of the shadows, there's another corridor heading south, suggesting that this is a very symmetrical sublevel.
All right, you said I saw 4 figures moving to the east. Where exactly did I see them?
You saw the figures. If you were watching, I moved the actual tokens in front of you in your space, but
I think I was zoomed in too much. Okay.
they were going north from the eastern corridor, so they basically went from this space, they went across that corridor to your east. They head north. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's just zoomed in too much, so I didn't.
I
see where
figured,
you-
yeah, I figured, because when I said it, you were like, wait, where were they? I'm like, you
I was
probably
like,
would
where
have
am I?
known. You probably would have seen them. Yeah.
Michael, would I have ever been here before for like a grandparent's funeral or something?
I need you to make a flat intelligence check. You have, but you were quite drunk that day. But you do remember is that the actual crypt itself is more vertical than is horizontal, as the roots of the sun tree grow large and wide. So this particular place is more tunneled downwards through a space that the roots do not grow. There are corridors and other sorts of places and different things, but each level is very similar to the next as it extends downwards. Beyond that, there's other sorts of spaces towards north, west, east, south that go into separate staircases, into tomes and other sorts of mausoleums. That's what you would remember with the 6.
I wouldn't remember like where the like staircase to the next level is.
Well, you would, because the next staircase to the next level is there.
Okay.
I mean, you're staring right at it.
Yeah, on my screen, that's kind of just a shadow there.
Yeah, I gotcha. I remember this. You like yell it outwards.
Yes.
While this is going on, can I just open up a detect magic real quick? Just hold it up.
Are you gonna actively cast it or ritualize cast it for 10 minutes?
I'm going to actively from my innate spell casting.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna keep it centered on myself, just so I have it around me for 10 minutes.
Okay. To begin to use detect magic, you don't sense any detect or any magical items besides the ones around you, simply because the walls of the actual staircase are quite thick, so you're not detecting anything around you in space. And as you extend out the aura directly to your east, you don't detect anything either.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn and point to where I saw the creatures moving and the direction they were moving, and like gesture it because I don't want to be talking right now. And I'm looking at Costas because I have no idea where I am, and like where am I leading us?
I'm going to point towards the staircase, the next floor.
Okay, so then we'll very stealthily go that way.
Mr. Joe, are we still staying on the stairs? I feel like this
I mean,
is going really
You're
slowly.
kicking stuff up ahead. I can't exactly move forward at the moment. Oh, okay, train's moving.
As I'm heading down the staircase, do I hear anything coming from below?
More as you begin to step outwards, one smells. Begins to walk slowly on all fours, smelling the ground, the tongue licking down towards the ground.
Michael, can I minor illusion a sound? Let's see, the range
Game
is
is paused.
30.
Okay. The game is paused. Yep, go. What's up?
Just minor illusion, I think 30 feet. The sound of something walking in that direction over here.
That is exactly where the next staircase is.
Yep, that's where we
Oh,
are.
I can't see, so sorry.
Okay.
I just see something walking towards Backmore, so.
Moves and sidesteps. Two more creatures backtrack, coming into space, hearing the sound. Sniffs and smells the air. Begins to stand outright. Now makes a check to perceive. Stands outright. Looks towards Regmore and snarls. I need you to roll initiatives. Okay. As we now come to the top of round one, shifting and moving, noise slithering of stone comes from the west, wrapping round. Movement comes from the south, slowly moving on all fours, scraping against the earth, the stone, heading for the sound. Thala, you're up. The creature does not seem to notice you, but its eyes standing upright, locked upon Regmore. Regmore, you are detected.
Okay.
It's because I smell so delicious.
I also have two heavies, just FYI. So which one is which?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. The one in the middle that's in the open, not the one in the corner. Yeah, it's cool.
Yep.
Why do spells have verbal components? I'm going to. I'm going to move up slightly, and I'm going to cast sapping sting, whispering as much as I can for this.
You're okay. So you're gonna whisper as best as you can.
Sapping
All right.
sting.
I need, I need you to make a stealth check. I want a stealth check from you to see. I really want to see how quietly you can make this happen. I mean, without that trace, there's this natural force, maybe definitely the sound of your voice. But 16, you gotta send it outwards. The creature now turns and looks directly towards you. As you send it outwards, approaching that, breaking your stealth, and you whisper it out towards them. The sapping sting. The creature is going to take 6 points of necrotic damage. It fails the con saving throw, so I believe they're knocked prone, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Slops off the ground.
And then I'm going to creep in the corner and try to get to the staircase.
Okay.
Heavy is going to try to help. Can I have Heavy hold in action?
Yeah.
Can Heavy hold in action if one of the creatures notices Reg again, to distract it and give it disadvantage? If it tries to chase after him.
Yeah. I think that's suitable for a hold action.
But yeah, it'll just stay flying probably like 5-10 feet in front of him, and if anything tries to notice him or come to him, it'll engage that.
Okay. You do expect that most likely it'll attack Heavy then?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, ending turn. Costas, you're up next.
Did I see what direction the sapping sting was on?
You only know that Athala was looking east, whispered the words, and then now was basically tippy-toeing behind you, trying to push you through the staircase. That's all you would know.
Just here. I'm gonna come here.
Okay, you've gone 20 feet of movement so far.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, Costas is
that's
breaking
cool.
stealth, charging forward, and heavy armor coming across with the glaive.
I will tell you, I rolled a 33 on my snake, so I might not be that loud.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter now. Your check was to maintain stealth, and because you're taking a combat action here, that's going to break your stealth. So after this point, we take only your passives, which is extremely low. 22 with the advantage for the prone. Takes 21 total points of slashing damage to come across the glaive, splintering, cleaving its chest, splintering it apart with bone and fragments to the floor. The creature lets out a large, massive screech, screeching out as it's struck and killed. The silence of its voice subsides. As it happens, you hear a series of screeches and screams coming from the north, west, east, and south corridors. Passes is now you remember that each sublevel, in intervals of 5 to 10 feet, are sarcophaguses that are stacked 3 high. And there's a series.
Can I do a passive intelligence check to
layers.
know roughly how many enemies that is?
3 layers wraps around every 5 to 10 feet. That would be approximately over 60 to 80 enemies of this level, if they're all rows and animated.
Well, shit. I'm going to not try to yell I'm not going to try and yell at the top of my voice, since I don't want to be heard at the other floors. But I'm going to try and kind of talk loudly, saying, yeah, there could be a lot of them. Let's try and go to the next floor quickly.
Okay. Anything else on your turn?
I'm gonna move like right here, so I'm kind of in the middle of the path. Don't grab any attention.
Okay. All right, we're gonna end your turn there. Felix, you're up next.
Excuse me, Mr. Joe. What's it? 15 to get there. Okay. See stairs.
Were you right behind Dirty Joe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
You're
it's
small
different
size,
range,
aren't you?
so that's what's it? I
Are you
am small
small?
size.
Okay, I don't.
You
That's
call.
not-
You tell me. You tell me.
Yeah, I don't think that's difficult terrain then. If you're small size to a medium sized space.
It is, unless you're a light foot avalanche, but it's your
Yeah.
table, your rules. You
I mean, you've played your character really nimbly and dexterous. I feel like so. I'm not going to incur difficult terrain through a medium sized space.
cool. So 10 feet, and then I'll move another 5 just to get the lay of the land. Do any So I see these creatures up here. Does this look like the rest? I heard a scream. You said.
You heard the screeches and screams coming from the northwest, east, and south from every corridor that spans in the central chamber. The two creatures to your north have noticed the presence of Regmore. They're making their move towards, now see Heavy fluttering. You also have a creature to the south, which is called towards the sounds of its friend, as well as the screeching of your illusion.
Cool. I will continue my movement. 5, 10, 15, 20. Touch Regmore and cast invisibility.
Okay.
And then make my way into the stairs. Oh, yeah.
You got it. You just got to sidestep a little bit. Here, let me, there you go. Walls. Okay, so getting into the stairs. Sounds good. Anything else?
Nope. That's it.
All right. And end your turn. Making away from the east corridor comes another run, wrapping around, running on all fours directly towards Cossus as it does. This is a dash as it comes on all fours and does not attack. It's at this stage. Change the music up. Ending turn. The other one comes from the south, moving at a full dash. Gonna be cresting all the way up to here. Sorry, that's 60 feet there on a dash, and then they are up next.
I'm muted. Sorry, I was muted. I see that people are pressing in behind me. Do I hear anything coming down, like coming up from down the stairs?
No, you do not.
Okay, so then I'm gonna start making my way down.
Okay. Okay, making your way down.
Mhm.
So it's 45 feet down to the next sublevel, so it's going to take you some time. You're going to dash?
No. I'm just gonna use my movement.
Okay. So you're just going to duck underneath. You're going to still so keep
Yeah.
your token to keep you on this map here. You're just now going to duck into underneath and
Yeah.
essentially leave the space that you're currently at. So
Yeah,
nothing else?
that's it.
That's it. Full dash one wraps around, coming across Regmorris. One moving on all fours, sees and snaps the eyes towards Heavy. Slithers its tongue out. This one called towards the screech of its friend. Approaches Heavy, comes in for a swing with the bite, and reaches out and lunges for Heavy with a bite. It's going to miss with a 4. That's a dash to get up to you, Costas, from the east corridor. Regmore, you're up next.
Two questions. Would spike growth affect the ground in this area?
Spike growth could potentially grow some things up if it's, depends on the stone and the way that it's, how thick it is. I'd imagine you probably can pull out some plants from underneath that can poke through the stone.
And can I hold my turn until after Dirty Joe moves?
Yes.
I would delay my turn until after Dirty Joe.
Okay. Ended there?
Yep.
Okay. Costas, another one comes from the east. This is a dash as it rounds around, now becoming surrounded. Giorgio, you're up.
Okay. First of all, I'm going to move out of this corridor a little bit so I can actually see what the hell's going on. I think just because I have it on low performance setting, like half the map, like even places that should be visible are just blacked out. So I can't even see, like, where is this stairwell that everybody just ran down?
I do want to remind you that that's not your performance. That's because you don't have dark vision.
Everything's lit up like braziers and stuff, though, right?
The candles are, but they're not extremely amount of light, so you can't see into the darkness. So this is essentially a staircase here, but there's no light in that space because the walls surround it, so you can't see it. You just see the shadows of what it is. It's the light crest around it.
Well, in that case, I'm just going to cruise right over. I don't think I'm going to burn any further spell slots. Like, the person's been detected as a paladin, so he'll be able to hold his own against undead critters for the time being. So, yep, just kind of sneaky step over. It's like, okay, let's go.
Okay, you're in Othal's space at current, so you got to move out of it.
Oh, sorry.
You can go through them. You have enough movement speed to go all the way through both Othala and Felix if you go north.
I mean, does that actually make sense, though, if they were already down there first?
To push past them and go
Kinda
down the staircase?
in the middle of hustling them down. It's like, no, I'll just wait my turn. It's fine. They don't know that I'm here yet.
Okay. Then for the sake of
Let's
attack of
go.
opportunity range, I'm going to put you probably here. That's going to be a better move for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So you're not in the range of the enemies. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Enter.
All right, so you still have you can still take an action if you'd like. You can take dodge if you want to. If you want to get your dodge up, you can also
Does that break
attack if
stealth
you
at
wanted
any?
to.
Like, because I'm still stealth, right? They don't know I'm here.
Correct. Yeah, you are undetected at current.
Okay,
So you
and
can-
dodge would not break that?
Dodge wouldn't break it. No.
Oh, well, I'll do that then. That's in utility, right? Conditions?
I got you. It's an effect I can put on you. Just declare it, and I can do it for you.
Okay.
Gotcha. So any attack against you is going to be a disadvantage.
Sweet.
Okay. All right. Ending your turn there. So immediately, Regmore, you're up.
Okay. Really wish Dirty Joe would have pushed past. So, throwing a spike growth down. Damn it. Paladin's in the way.
Don't worry about me. I mean, like, I don't know if I could say this, but, like, if you want to put spike growth down, you can put.
Okay.
Put it down as cover up as much as I can of those.
Okay.
And then pushing down past as many as I can through the stairs.
So you're going to get here. That'll be your full movement speed.
Alright.
Okay. Got ourselves a little traffic jam with the stairwell. All right. Going to end your turn, and now we come to a creature. It makes its way towards Heavy. This is going to go for a claw attack at Heavy. For the northern corridor it runs, 14 is going to strike Heavy. As Heavy immediately is gone. Poops out of existence, struck by the claw attack. Then is going to continue its movement speed, charging forward to the remainder of the party, which is attempting to get through the stairwell. Does not seem to detect you, Dirty Joe. So it does not seem to notice you. It's on the scent in the trail, maybe of Regmore, who became visible and then moved. creature is going to take 5 feet into the spike growth. Such is going to take some damage. Its turn. This one is going to make way into the growth and a dash and continues to press forward. Takes a series of damage. Creature takes 17 points of piercing damage as it runs through the spike growth. Eyes and concentration maintained on Costas. Costas is the only one this creature seems to detect in the darkness and shadows around. Took the damage in a dash and continued to press forward to the difficult terrain. This one is going to press forward, move, and then see Costas stepping in. 6 points of damage. This one is going to run all the way through as fast as possibly it can. It's going to get to here on the dash. Takes 8d4 worth of piercing damage. Thala, you're up.
All right. You let me know if this works because it's just a cantrip. Would it be possible if I could try to center prestidigitation on Costas to make him smell like one of these corpses?
You can. I think that this corpses is kind of a vague kind of thing. These creatures, obviously, they smell of deceased and decay, and so you can try to prestidigitate that upon Costas. But is that why they don't attack each other? Would be the question that you have in your mind. Essentially, make them smell like that. It's up to you.
I'll take the gamble. I'll take the gamble.
We're playing we're playing Walking Dead.
Yep.
Walking Dead, Group 6.
Maxing
Here
him
we go.
like a zombie. Yep.
Well, I mean, they're not really zombies, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah, prestidigitation. Okay. So, Costas, you begin to smell the stench of bile and gross, disgusting decay about you, and oof, you definitely need a bath.
Yeah, I soil him and then I tippy-toe through the stairs.
So you can get, because use your action for that?
Yeah.
Okay, you get there on the stairwell.
Oh. Okay.
Different. Yep.
Alright, so,
Traffic jam. Beep, beep.
end of turn.
End of turn. That's fine. I'm also going to push you further down the stairs. That's fine. Costas, you're up next.
Okay. I'm going to attack this one.
"20 connects, deals 12 points of slashing damage as you come through, cutting across, cleaving it directly through the collarbone into the chest, kicking the body back into the wall.
I'm also gonna hit this one now.
14 connects, deals 9 points of slashing damage as you come swinging around, cutting into the leg and the thigh.
Now I'm going to use my bonus action attack I got from finishing one. Well, actually, I deactivated my Great Weapon Master. Does that only apply to the -5 +10, or does it also apply to the if you kill something you get a bonus attack?
Great Weapon Master, it's 2 parts. So you have once in your turn when you score a critical hit with a melee weapon or reduce creature's save points with 1, you can make 1 melee attack as a bonus action, and then the second clause of it is the toggle. So they're they're separate. They're not mutually exclusive.
So I didn't disable them both. I just disabled the toggle part.
Correct. They're not mutually exclusive, so they can
Okay, yeah,
operate
yeah.
independently.
I figured that's how it was, but I figure I should check. There we go for a 30 to hit.
No, Les probably isn't active anymore, but because it was
Oh yeah,
back in the
plus-
previous combat, we was thinking around one up.
right.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
I'll take that off.
It's okay. I'll take it off for you.
Okay.
All right. -2. I'll take the damage. Still 30. Connect 13 points of damage. Okay. Target's gone. slicing through.
And then I am going to bolt into the hallway.
Take 3 attack of opportunities.
Yeah, that's worth it.
Okay.
I think I won't go too far in though. I'll go just deep enough that like they can pass by me. I'm much more comfortable taking. Actually, that's yeah. Okay, so here then, because I'd much rather take them on one at a time.
Okay. 2 of the attacks hit you with bites. Take approximately 13 points of piercing damage as they strike into your heavy armor, piercing into the pauldrons of the shoulders. Okay. Anything else in your turn?
Turn, yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Felix, you're up next.
All right. Move at half speed when moving an ally. Is that right?
Yeah, normally it's half speed when moving through an ally. We get
Not
the
moving
complex.
through, pulling an ally with me.
Pulling an ally through. Okay, yes, half speed to pull an ally through.
Okay, let's go, Mr. Joe. I'm gonna try to grab his hand like a small child,
Sure
Okay.
thing, buddy.
and then we'll action dash us to get both of us as far as we can down the staircase.
Okay. So you can go a total of 30 feet and to drag Dirty Joe. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull you in space because the stairwell itself is going to get jammed. So we're going to go ahead and just cycle you through and begin to pass you down. Now, we're going to go ahead and end combat here as we come to the stairwell and kind of in closing. Simply put, as the creatures themselves are going to start jamming themselves into the stairwell and you all are anticipating moving down. My only question to you all is anybody doing anything to stop the creatures from coming down the stairwell, chasing you?
The spike growth is there, so it'll do a considerable amount of damage to the creatures, but we do need to have something else there.
I mean, we could just kill them and use the corpses to kind of block the hallway. I mean, I imagine if they're climbing over themselves, we can kind of just stab blindly and end up forming a barricade.
I can collapse the stairs like I did that cave back with the Druagar.
Yeah,
Okay.
You're gonna make a shit
Collapsing
ton
the
more
stairs.
noise though.
Hey,
Yeah.
man.
they might not be able to get past it though.
True.
Lesser of evils. This is how this episode is going.
We may not be able to get back out, though.
We can. Enough time.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it then. As soon as they get into the staircase and I see Costas and Reg, I'm gonna cast Catapult and collapse the stairs.
Okay. Using the catapult to collapse the stairs, eventually passing through, Regmar swing wildly at you, begin to funnel through with all you, cling to kind of the edge right of the stairwell as they pass through you. Casting the catapult, you see the creatures pulling and trying to get towards you, getting thrown through. Many of them cover the spike growth, more damage being dealt to many of these creatures upon this actual level of the spike growth. I'm actually just going to... It's going to be roughly that amount. Okay. Just so I can keep track of that, make sure the rolls are out. So you begin to cast the catapult, collapsing it down as it does. You pass through into the next level here, running down as quickly as possible. The loud, thunderous collapsing of the stone. Eventually you get to this stage. 45 feet descending, Theo. You're kind of down there waiting, so I'm going to go ahead and give you an understanding of what you're seeing. As you stretch, looking through, as you descend 45 feet down the staircase, Thea, as you look around, trying to find and look for objects, your passive perception is 20, which is extremely high. Based on what you can see, you notice that the candles in here dance with a pink, ghastly flame, wild as they shake back and forth. The ceiling in this space is vaulted 30 feet, just like the other. Metallic doors, central, most likely the same elevator-like mechanism, descend further down to the depths. Statues dedicated to Talthar commanders that have been buried here stand tall in a central pillar that's at the center of the common chamber here. Based on what you can see with your dark vision, is that the candles in some of the corridors, not all of them, are unlit. So your vision is completely staunched, looking down. Potentially, if this is mirrored like the space above, can't see that. But what you can see with a passive perception of 20 is a very strange roughly 15 to 20 foot tall gelatinous cube.
I hate you.
Thea, as you begin to pass down the stairwell, you don't see that. Only Thea does with the passive perception.
So, Mr. Joe, I think we're clear here. If you need to turn on your eyes.
I'm like
Yep. Right for you.
shoving Othala, who's right behind me, and pointing at it.
Oh, great.
And then basically like indicating, pass it on.
Felix cube.
Okay, cool. Athala says there's a cube in the next room. I don't know what that means.
So it's a creature. Gelatinous cube. It's a monster.
Something about Jello.
Do we have any idea what it does?
I believe it's a dessert.
I love Jello.
Redmore, I think you're on.
But Othala know what a gelatinous cube is.
Do I have any idea what this thing could potentially?
You have to roll Arcana check for it if you understand.
Can I also
Stop.
do a check?
Costas would try to understand what gelatinous cube is. Are you serious right now?
You're Zelda Sean, buddy.
I honestly don't think you would. But I mean, I can't see you, Costas, being like gelatinous cube. I think you're right along the realms of Felix here being like Jello.
But he's a paladin who's been educated and shit. I figured he might.
Paladin's been
Stand back,
educated, but
citizens. I got this.
gelatinous cubes. What? Why would you ever need an education in gelatinous cubes?
I don't know, like paladin education. Here's some common monsters you might bump into, like.
Okay, Othala, with an 18 Arcana check, Thea, you do not know what this creature is.
Yeah,
Just
that's fine.
see it as a cube of
I just
gelatin.
know that it's a thing.
Othala, with an 18 Arcana check, you would know that gelatinous cubes are magical creations. They aren't exactly things that naturally occur. They're actually magical creations, and they're commonly used to defend treasuries, labyrinths, dungeons. Wizards and powerful magi create them. That's what you would know in the context of this. Why would gelatinous cube be down here?
I would try to shorten that a little bit. Tell him it's a dangerous creature. It's man-made. Be careful.
How do I kill it?
I have
Do you
spoon.
think- Is this the deepest floor, or is there another floor below?
Roll
I
an
can't see.
intelligence
There's
check.
a lot of. There's a lot of different ways off. There's this weird light in the room.
That is in.
There's more sub-levels.
Okay, I'm going to like kind of go up to Othala and Thea, and I'm gonna say, there's more levels below, so it's possible that whatever's going on is going on this floor, or I mean, you think they go to the deepest floor, right? That's just
See, it's some
Costas has
manifestation.
been down here. Does pink light look familiar to him?
No, it does not. Some manifestation begins to form from the candle nearby you, Felix. As it does, it begins to form itself into some sort of skeleton-like mass. Begins to come out of the candle. As it does, it begins to slowly fly out towards you.
Oh, hey, friend. Oh, no,
Reaches
that's a
out-
bad touch.
Reaches out to touch you. What do?
I step back.
Continues to move.
Stop doing that.
It passes by you. You see it hovering in the air, roughly 3 feet above. Half of a humanoid-like figure in the
stop.
form of a skeleton continues to hover,
Ah.
flying towards Felix.
Hurt some
Can I,
space, buddy.
can I take an opportunity attack as it goes past me?
So if you
It
perceive
seems
as
like
a
it's chasing Felix.
So if you perceive it as a threat and you wish to break your stealth and attack, it's up to you.
Ah,
He's
I
getting
think
too
we should
close
talk
to the
about this.
cube. I'm
Yeah.
gonna cast Toll the Dead. I have to. I'm gonna break stuff.
yeah, I was
Everyone-
gonna take an
I need-
opportunity attack.
Everyone to roll initiatives. Real time, Anna. That's how That's how
Yeah.
I work sometimes. So we gotta, if you're gonna do it, just make the call out. So I'm gonna take
Yeah.
the opportunity attack. I'm gonna hit it. All right. Thal, you're up. Round 1.
Yep. Told it dead.
Okay. Okay, the creature does fail. However, it seems to be immune to necrotic damage. It takes no damage. Send it outwards towards it. It seems to be unfazed, continuing to hover, making its way towards Felix.
I'm gonna step into the room. Try to get right there. It's gonna be done. So.
Okay, let's see any return there.
Yep. And that's right.
All right, Felix, you're up next.
All right, friend. No means no, and I'll pull out my rapier with a flourish and walk towards him. Cast the booming blade.
Okay. All right, 15 is going to hit. 14 points thunder damage as it erupts, as well as the associated piercing damage there. So it comes through and slices with the boom and does create that audible sound as booming blade kind of creates that thunderous energy as it comes outwards. If the, I believe, takes the normal effects, that becomes sheath that booming energy till the start of your next turn. So if the target willingly moves 5 feet or more before then, the target is going to take 1d8 thunder damage and the spell ends. So
2d8 because of past level 5, but
yeah, so you're 2d8.
and it should do it automatically because the macro is there, but
Okay.
we'll see if it happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
Then bonus action disengage. Okay, all right. I guess we're. All right. Bye, buddy. I'll climb on top of this.
So as you climb on top, with your passive perception, you hear kind of movements of scraping stone coming from the western corridor, the sound of the thundering, booming movement.
Oh, stuff over here, guys. Okay, cool. Bye. Enter.
All right, Jerry Joe, you're up next.
Well, I am going to round this corridor to attempt to see what the hell everybody's been talking about. You did mention that I would need dark vision, which I
That
do
was
not currently
called-
have.
That was called out to cast dark vision, at least on yourself to get some vision, but
Yeah,
I don't
which
know if you have
didn't
spell
realize at
slots.
the time. I do not. I thought I did. I do not.
you light a torch.
So well, they already know we're here, right? Del Schmelf.
Well, this room's full of light right now.
This room is full of light, so you don't need to have a light source to see what's going on in the space.
Oh, well. That makes it better. Okay, so moving forward a little bit. I mean, I can't currently see what everybody else is freaking out about. So I guess I will,
You can.
No, I can't. Oh, shit, that blends right in, doesn't it?
I know you can see
Did
it.
not even see that. Okay, so there's a spectral nasty boy over here.
Token's too
I'm trying to
good.
decide if, like, is it even worth breaking stealth to try to attack this right now, or do I just, like, keep moving forward to scope the place out? How far did I move? Like 15 feet? Something like that?
So you went 10, 15, and let's say 5, 10 additional. So you've gone 25 feet so far.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna action dash move forward. So that's full 60 feet. End turn. 'Cause this guy doesn't seem all that threatening all on his own.
So you've gone 25 feet. So you have 35 feet. At
Well,
that
no, I
point.
went down the stairwell and you said that was 25 feet. So I went a further 35, so that's the full 60.
Yeah. So your current position when you were here. Okay. So here. This is where you called the dash. I said you've gone 25 feet at this point total, and then if you dash, that means you have an additional.
It's an additional 30, right?
Yeah, the additional 30, which means you have
Yeah,
you
so I
have,
went 25.
you have well, so you've gone 25 so far. You're gonna dash, you get the additional 30, so 5 left over plus 30 is 35 feet. So you have 35 feet of movement right now if you decide
Isn't
to
that
dash.
exactly where I just put my token?
No, you've gone only 15 feet at that point where you put your token. You have you have far more movement than that. That's your call. You go wherever you want. I'm just telling you that you have more movement after you've done that.
I will move here then.
Okay. That's up to you. I mean, it's how you want to go. You don't have
Okay.
dark vision right now, so you can't really see too much outside of the
Alright.
visible range of light.
And turn.
Okay. Regmore, you're up next.
Did somebody say Jello? That's not Jello. So it's the ghosty thing right here that I have targeted.
Yep.
Gonna thorn whip it to see what it does.
$15 hits. 5 points piercing damage dealt. Do you pull it?
No.
Okay. As you whip through, you can see just like the booming blade sheathing it, some of the wisps and things pull apart from it, but it's still manifestation in this figure.
And that's the thing that took all my movement, so ending turn.
Ossus, you're up next.
I think we should probably move on to the next floor. I don't know much about the cube, but I don't think this is the source of what's going on.
Ossus, you as well do not have dark vision. So.
Yeah. I'm just going to that one.
Okay, coming across, swinging at the Undone Spirit, you send out your glaive, having the reach of the pole arm here, coming across, just a bad miss as you kind of strike in too close, so you don't get the full reach of the weapon to come across.
Okay, then I have extra attacks. So, one more time. 17 to hit. 4.
Okay, 17 hits, 13 points of slashing damage. Kind of comes out, more wisps out from it.
And yeah, this is my turn.
Turn. Slowly as it turns and looks towards what just last hit it, just kind of holds itself and hovers. And then turns and looks towards Felix. Steps forward, the booming blade erupts. This explodes outwards, and its visage disappears entirely. That's the end of combat. From the boom that you've heard, you hear the scrapes and sounds of stone coming across, the thundering movements potentially of more undead coming from the west, south, and east corridor as the second boom has gone off. There, with your passive perception, there is another cube in this room, making it visible for you. Slides off of the ceiling and begins to slowly move in the direction.
Cube. Another cube.
We got one blocking the staircase. Should we just take that and start running down?
What if we just try and run past it?
You're not running past the cube through the staircase. That's why there's bones in it. Start
Oh,
backing
move,
up.
move,
Back
move,
up, back
move.
up, back up.
Yep, around it.
I will try to put a minor illusion below the cube that's by the stairs to see if it'll react.
Okay, so you're putting it below it right here?
Yeah, just in its vicinity. That's good.
Okay.
And then continue to do that to try to pull his attention away as we kind of circle around like this.
Yeah, stairs are open. They might kind of start waving.
Go, go,
people
go,
in,
go, go, go.
Pointing. Okay.
Go,
yeah,
go, go, go,
you
go.
guys-
Okay.
Token
Regmore, you were the last one as you made a really roundabout approach. So the creatures, the undead creatures, begin to pour in from the western corridor here. They begin to pour inwards as they do the sights and sounds. Stepping inside of the common room, they begin to raise themselves upright, begin to look and smell around. You all begin to pass further down. It's going to loosely place tokens based on your marching order that we had previously. Okay. Descending down the stage, another series of 45 feet to trek downwards. You looking inside of the space. The common room is quite large, only 20-foot ceiling height, stone central pillar. Sarcophagi with green and sort of gold tapestry made of silk, covered with chests and urns and trinkets and things. The lids upon these shake and move. However, these sarcophagus appear to be very thick, massive, embedded into the actual stone itself. It seems that maybe they're carved from the actual layer. And so even though the lids are moving, to you, the creatures might not be strong enough to completely topple over the lid.
Costas, I'm going to ask, is this the last floor or is there more down?
I think there's more down. Yeah, but you said there are multiple extra floors on last floor,
Correct.
right? Do I know how many there are, or?
So, playing off of your intelligence, again, you might have had a burial of sorts, but this is exactly where, if you had someone buried, it would be on the northern side of this particular level. You do know there's more levels, but you don't believe that the stairs, if they're here, they're somewhere you haven't been inside of this level, or if there's stairs, they would be on the level above you and they would go to other areas, but you'd have to go northwest, east, and south in those corridors. We're basing it off of the knowledge that you would have. Costas, you don't spend days inside of a crypt. You wouldn't know the complexities, especially the growth of this area. In addition, when this potential person was buried, you might have been extremely young in your life, and you would have remembered that. People don't come to the crypt unless there's a ceremony, unless there's a reason. So if we're playing off of the roleplay that potentially you do have someone buried here, and you did go to some ceremony, you would actually have some sort of sarcophagus of this individual. They would be buried into the north of this particular area, which is where delegates, officers, soldiers of note, and other sorts of important officials are buried inside of independent sarcophagus covered in their family's tapestries or their associated duties tapestry, essentially their office of station. These individuals in here, in this particular corridor, these sarcophaguses buried, are those that have served for Sir Thurn Talthar and their conquest over the Sular kingdom to assume their reign and throne. These are notable commanders and officers of the soldiers that served for Sir Thurn Talthar, the siege against Beelder. They move, shake.
So no guess as to where the stairs would be?
So to answer your question, if there were stairs that were on the sublevel, you wouldn't know where they were because you wouldn't, right? There would be no reason to go to them. You only know that this is the last sublevel that you've ever been on. You do know that there might be stairs either on this sublevel or on the level above you in the branches of those corridors, at the ends of those corridors. But where they go, you've never been, and you've never actually gone up to those doors.
Not that I'm scared, but we should probably stick together, just in case, anybody else is scared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no more
Still
ghosts
doing
for
it.
you.
I'm going to
Still doing
hiss
the
it.
sneak attack.
Reg, stay with us.
I'm gonna pass on everything you just told me about this level. I mean, all the important bits, they don't need to know everything.
You notice that the yellow tapestries inside of this, along the northern side of the walls, they are moving as well. All of them are moving, except the only sarcophaguses that aren't moving inside of this room, which is a domed arched ceiling that stretches in this long rectangle with 15-foot ceiling height, are the sarcophagi in the middle. It stretches from west to east, the ones with silver, with this gold and silver latticework braided, the red tapestries, as well as the purple tapestries in the far ends. They are not moving at all, which is rather interesting. Costas, you know that the ones in with the red tapestries are paladins that actually were justicars, essentially elitely trained paladins that are aligned to the throne at the People's Palace. You know that the sarcophagi with the yellow and braided tapestry over on the left, these would be officials in the magistrates or delegates' court, maybe people that have served on council for the Lord Downfalor or previous lord. And then you have the purple. These are notable clerics, priestesses, and priests, individuals that are vested like bishops and other things. They would be buried here. So these are high-level station individuals. You would have, notice, a red tapestry, right? A justicar, or perhaps a yellow tapestry, ones that are moving, soldiers and things like that. So that's as much information I think I can give you without any sort of check, because it's quite a bit you would know about the people buried here.
Do these sarcophaguses look like they aren't moving because there's nothing left in them, or just because, you know, it's probably like holy powers and they aren't effective as magic?
You would say holy powers immediately.
Okay.
You would say that they're protected by some divine magic.
Okay, I passed it on to the group as well.
Would we have to re-roll stealth since we've come down a couple levels? I might still have pass without trace on.
If you're taking any active stealth, you always have to roll that when you break it because you went through combat. So going through combat, you break stealth. I'm taking your passive stealth, which is still at a +10, so it's still extremely high. In this particular room, beyond the pillars that support in the stone, there's these bronze-like statues, kind of plain face with shields. They're dedicated towards soldiers that serve the Talthars, and they're kind of just rememberable statues here. There is water that's trickling down from the surface through boreholes into the pools of the water that surrounds them with a 2-foot kind of bricked wall that's around. And that water must flow downwards because it's not overfilling. So there must be more additional ventilation holes or something that's passing through.
I think we should check another room. I don't see anything that could be like a... I mean, I can't see too well anyways, but I don't see anything that could be stairs in here.
Yep. You guys, try to be as quiet as possible. Looks like
Right.
things might erupt in a moment.
Get back here.
But there's water, guys.
Give
Who
a
cares?
flash. Come on, let's go.
Let's fix what's going on, and then you can explore afterwards, okay?
What's past the purple?
Joe, would you mind leading the way? Or Thea?
Got it.
Oh, you're going in 2 different directions? Okay, where do I go? Okay.
Where are we going?
Purple's on
Oh, we were looking
Just
at
behind the purple, right?
I'd say other rooms.
There's behind the
even see
purple.
other
I don't
doorways.
understand your behind the purple
Sarcophagi, I think.
tapestries. Okay, yeah, sure.
I mean, that's what you said, is it not?
Kind of follow behind Joe as he leads us stealthily.
There's nothing over there.
Yeah, I'm staying away from
I
these
can't,
yellows.
I can't see anything.
There's a room
so
over here.
You can light a
I
torch through,
cannot
Joe.
see your room. Yeah, but I'm trying to be sneaky. A torch is not sneaky.
There's a door over here.
Someone's gonna have to get Dirty Joe some goggles at night. That's where we're at.
Yep,
Something like
I'm gonna have
that.
to
Yeah,
make
that-
them.
that is my
I'm gonna
number
have
one-
to make them.
That is my wish list for magical item for this campaign.
Okay.
Is
This
this
is a very
door
simple. This is a very simple stone door. There does not appear to be a lock or anything. It's just kind of a push with a groove inside of the stone. And you note that the semi-arch above, you kind of press in and kind of try to find that groove and fit your hand into the stone groove. It's kind of carved out of the door and just press in as you do. It moves, and this rush of air and things begin to form. And inside this chamber are little boreholes for ventilation of the ceiling height of roughly 8 feet. And there's a very narrow and crudely bricked, seems to be, corridor.
Are we going down here?
Service tunnel is probably way out.
What's there?
Let's.
Yeah, I
okay.
think that's probably the way to go.
Why not?
Let's go then.
Someone has to open the door. Sorry. You had the door open and they shut it. And then you're like hitting tokens into the door. That was too much. I'm sorry. That was super funny.
Is this the same sort of deal,
Correct.
or it's just like a push
Mhm.
door.
Yeah, just a push door. So you grab into the groove in the stone door, you begin to press it. You come into a small room here. This room itself has a shallow 9-foot ceiling height. There's these metallic vault-like doors that are similar to the actual crypt's entrance, but mainly metal, and they have these intricate key locks at the center point of them. They also have names that are written above, in common or celestial and dwarvish as well, and they're loosely translated to you, Costas. These would be individuals that would be buried. Not only would they be Justicars, but not only would they be some delegates or emissaries or someone of magistrate, but these are notable characters in Talthar history, one of which helped out in the siege of Felgum during the Age of the Great Purge, someone that conquered the actual individuals that were defending that particular place. You also have another one here that actually fought in the actual war for the kingdom, kind of aligning themselves with the kingdom of Athrena against the kingdom of Uther during the time of King Delron, Athrena down there. And so these characters are very, very large. And so to you, Costas, they've been buried with coin, with riches, with other things to be carried into the afterlife, and they've been at rest for a long period.
I don't think we should touch any of these. Worst case scenario, they get these are powerful people. That if I doubt any of them did become undead, but if they were, they'd give us some
Perhaps
trouble.
we tomb raid after.
Yeah.
Fix anything that's
More pressing moments, although I'm not one to pass up an opportunity to raid the tomb of a war criminal.
I never told them they had a lot of stuff in there. I just said that there are people that I never mentioned they'd probably been buried with valuables.
Oh, you don't have to. I see the
Passing through
general
the
decorum
southern
of this
corridor
place.
here, you're flanked by 2 doors, similar stone doors with loose grooves inside. Doesn't appear to be any locked.
Let's check out the bottom room, then go through these.
Coming into the bottom room, 9 to 10 foot ceiling height, similar to the eastern room here. 4 these metallic vault doors stretch in either corner of the room.
another vault. Let's check the other side first.
Isn't the other side the side we came from?
You said that these were just the push doors again?
Correct.
Come back. Let's go through these.
I mean, let's. Yeah,
Passing
it's just a lot of gold.
into the space, into the western side of you see that there are 4 particular sarcophagi that are these individuals that are of great note. This entire space of this chamber is actually dedicated to dwarves, particularly dwarves that had some sort of connection into the burial of the Sun Tree and the event that led up to that. One of these sarcophagus, which is this one, the lid is open. The open lid is pushed off of it. The silk black tapestry removed, hanging off of it. As you stretch and look in, there is no body inside.
Is there any sign as to whose sarcophagus it was?
You look at the name is in Dwarvish. Regmore, you can speak Dwarvish, I believe, and as well as some other people in this party. Yeah, so they're just raising the hand. So
I can read it.
Okay. The Dwarvish simply states Thurin Oakhand. It's written on the sarcophagus. It's etched into the stone on the top left of the sarcophagus. Nothing else is wrote into the sarcophagus here. You're also noting that the 4 sarcophagus at the central point here, they are not moving. None of these actual sarcophagus are moving inside of this chamber. And the 4 here at the central point that have coins kind of thrown about with these dwarvish statues with pot bellies and kind of bowls that are covered in sorts of gems and jewels and things, they seem to all have titles. Not magistrates, not envoys, not delegates, not commanders. These dwarvish titles specifically relate to guild titles, and that to an arcane guild.
There are 2 doors in this room.
Correct. 2 doors. They're same stone etched with loose grooves, similar to the other doors that you've seen that seem to have these corridors that connect the other rooms together without using the main central corridors.
Yeah, can you check out the?
Yeah.
Read my mind.
I figured the other one goes up the way the other one went down. So deductive reasoning right there.
Can I do a quick check to determine if this was this sarcophagus was opened recently, or if it's been like a week or more.
Roll investigation or survival.
Yeah.
23 survival check. You can see that some of the scrapes and other movements suggest that this body has been taken recently. In fact, in the last hour or so.
This would seem like it'd be the lowest level. I mean, I think they're lower levels, but like these are all very important people. I can't imagine what would be buried deeper.
All right, guys, we're split up. Hey, Costas, hold on.
Waiting. Go back. Costas.
You can just pass by me, but okay.
I'm making sure that you go too.
Okay,
I'm
you can
here.
Go for it.
Everybody here?
Reg was still back.
We gotta stop leaving him last.
Great.
Hey, Red, you on?
I'm here.
No, sorry. No, I lose track of token movement too. Didn't realize everybody else has walked out until the room was empty.
Okay, so
Maybe they took the body back up to the floor above.
Felix and Costas begin to pass through the corridor walking. You notice the creatures slowly beginning to migrate from the level above using the staircase on all fours. They're moving slowly, sniffing the air. One of the creatures actually stands up on all fours and begins to speak in a language that none of you understand. Begins to yell outwards, points the claws and arrows, directions. Begin to fan outwards. Your passive stealth here, they don't seem to detect you.
I put my hand on Costas' shoulder and like,
We need to stop the ones that went up top. They could open up those other sarcophagus.
"Wait, just come back here a second. Hey, can you see what they're doing? I can make you invisible.
Or
We gotta do something now, guys. We're gonna be stuck.
Begin to lift the lids. Creatures begin to emerge from the green tapestry sarcophagus.
Yeah, we need to move quickly before they start lifting lids and we get more undead.
They're lifting them now. You can hear the stone
where are we
moving.
Yeah.
going? I can't see anything.
how many do I see?
With your vision, you see 10.
We didn't find any stairs, and we collapsed the ones above us. Did they came down that stairwell?
We collapsed the first floor. We didn't collapse the one at the gelatinous cubes, which is the one above us.
I don't like this.
I can't wait, guys. We're gonna get stuck here.
We try to sneak past her. We try to fight him.
We're gonna get
We
stuck.
don't
There's
we,
more
we
coming.
don't know where the stairs are down here. We don't know how to get further down. We'd have to go past the ones that just came down here.
Maybe we watch them and see what they do.
They're opening sarcophagus. Oh,
Okay, you know, yeah, let's just off them before they open any more.
As you all have waited as they begin to work through, lifting the lids off. They're releasing numerous. In fact, they've doubled their numbers, considering how many had come down originally. Removing the lids. Some have moved off into the northern corridor towards the large rectangular-like structure, potentially to open more of those lids. They're strategic. They know which lids are moving, and they know which ones to move off. I paused it because Regmore has called a spike growth. So Regmore, before you launch your spike growth, because you're taking a combat action, I need everyone at this stage to roll initiatives. But before we get to that, and before we get into combat, we will not go through combat because we will be much far into time, and most likely will press way further than I'm guessing at least 30 to 45 minutes for combat here. So we're going to go ahead and close out the session here. I think that's a good time to stop before we get into anything further. As you all begin to ramble around, looking at this level, looking for a step, looking for a place out. One of the things that I referenced to you, Costas, I'll reference to it again, that your information, again, is limited to potentially where an ancestor might be buried. So you do know that there are tombs, that there are other places in this particular crypt, but you do not know where to go to access them. Speculation, there could be stairwells towards the northwest, east, south, and the level above you. There could be stairwells in the level above that. So there's other areas of yes to explore and branch out. You just simply have not been through those areas. It's information you would not be privy to. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and calculate. I was gonna calculate some experience for you all, but I think that it might be best to wait since we're inside of this encounter area. We can calculate experience towards the end. I do want to note, as far as your level is concerned, you won't. Right, we're not really gonna reach a level up either, so not necessarily too pertinent. So we'll go ahead and calculate the experience at the end, potentially of next session, so we can get through this sequence hopefully and see where we end up. If you're watching the stream, appreciate it. Thanks so much. It's awesome to have you following along and get to watch as the group 6 is dealing with The Walking Dead, rambling through. Everything's happening in real time, and they're struggling. I would say probably struggling to say, do we do it? Do we not do it? It definitely seems like a lot of you are very I would say a lot of you are having a very difficult time trying to figure out what exactly it is that is the best decision here. What's the best scenario that we could make for ourselves? And it's very challenging. So applaud you all for the work you've done today, and thank you for following along, and I'm going to close out the stream now. So bye.
Bye.